100 years ago, when the spirit chi revived, it became the most fundamental energy source of this world. Creatures enhanced by spirit chi diverged into two evolutionary paths. One path saw them return to their ancestors' primal instincts, unleashing powerful physical abilities. The other path saw their intelligence mutate, specializing in energy-based attacks. Among humans, influenced by spirit chi, countless spirit chi professions emerged one after another. The phone screen displayed Spirit Beast Observer, with 37 million followers. Click to view profession details. Click to view qualification requirements. Next was Spirit Material Analyst, with 69 million followers. Click to view profession details. Click to view qualification requirements. His finger slid across the screen, then suddenly stopped, carefully examining the information. What should you do if bitten by a swift mirage ghost? As a spirit chi professional, how can you lack a spirit beast scout? Buy now for only $999.98, and you might even get a top-grade true treasure. Participate now. Lin Yuan mused to himself, but none of this is useful to me. He mumbled, don't panic, drink more hot water. Lie in a ventilated area, away from the stench of corpses. Just then, a trembling cat paw reached out, accompanied by faint gasps. It's so hot. Lin Yuan is so hot. This self-proclaimed intelligent spirit beast belonged to the 100 Questions Beast clan. It nimbly climbed onto its master's head. Lin Yuan was astonished. Ji Hui, what are you doing? It replied impatiently, I heard that the higher you stand, the farther you can see. He was a little annoyed after hearing that. Just a tiny bit higher. Ji Hui jumped up and pushed the door aside. It stood by the window, facing the wind, while muttering, there's a breeze, there's a breeze. Don't forget to take your medicine, okay? Lin Yuan nodded. Got it, got it. The sound of the door closing was crisp and clear. He picked up a broom to sweep, introducing himself as he did so. I am Lin Yuan, 18 years old, the owner of a small spirit beast shop. Although humans can use spiritual energy to promote biological growth, for me, it's as distant as a floating cloud in the sky. Since childhood, I've had a weak constitution. By the age of 12, I couldn't sense spiritual energy at all. Unable to strengthen my body like ordinary people, much less form a contract with high-level spirit beasts. He lowered his head, gazing at the small sapling. Lin Yuan sighed softly. Just shading it with cloth isn't enough on such a hot day. Without a proper cooling method. Ji, appearing from who knows where, commented. It's almost withered. This potted plant is a lilium lily, common grade, common quality, a low-tier spirit item. Lin Yuan raised a hand to block the sun, feeling sympathy. Poor thing, it's just a low-level healing spirit plant, pitifully weak in competition. It can't even compare to morning glories used as livestock feed. He picked up the flower pot, pondering. In the world after the spiritual energy revival, all spirit items are classified by grade and quality. Anything below bronze tier is considered low tier, and almost no one is willing to waste resources cultivating low-tier spirit items. Because, in comparison, high-tier spirit items are much easier to evolve than low-tier ones. In 100 years, no one has ever heard of 100 patterned beasts successfully evolving. Just then, a bird's sharp cry echoed from the sky. Lin Yuan, your medicine is here. The little bird, named Inin, is a type of shadow bird. Seeing it, Lin Yuan offered a gentle smile. Inin, you've worked hard. After speaking, he fell into thought. Just like this body, merely forming the lowest level contract with Ji and Inin gave me a headache for half a month. Not to mention sensing spiritual energy to cultivate them for upgrades and growth. An hour later, Lin Yuan and Ji sat idly in front of the plant stall. It sighed and asked, do all humans like to sleep in? Why is the street so deserted? He frowned impatiently. What nonsense are you spouting? Lin Yuan decided to shout loudly. Come take a look, everyone. Today we have excellent green radishes. A little girl heard his voice and turned to look. The little girl's eyes widened, full of surprise. Mom, look. The 100 patterned beast looks exactly like Kiki at home. Ji grinned, greeting them. Welcome. Are you looking to buy green radishes? The calico cat in the little girl's arms eyed Ji with a mocking tone. This 100 patterned beast's fur is so dry, it's clearly malnourished. How can it compare to me? Ji bristled and growled, full of indignation. You're the sparse one. I'm clearly a 100 patterned beast. If you're so capable, let's have a match. Seeing the tense atmosphere, Lin Yuan quickly stepped forward, picked it up, and comforted it. Don't be angry, don't be angry. Your claws can't even play rock paper scissors. How about I take you out for a change of scenery? Ji sniffed and asked. Is it okay if I'm not in the shop? He pulled open the door as he replied. It's fine, we're not selling much anyway. It twisted playfully behind him. Lin Yuan, let's go buy some meat. If I eat a few more pieces of braised pork, I'll become much smarter. Then I definitely won't lose. Lin Yuan looked at Songming with a helpless expression, unable to guarantee anything. A little while later, on an empty road, he walked leisurely with his two spirit beasts. Yin hovered above Songming's head, earnestly comforting it. Songming, don't be sad. Even though you're not as smart as other 100-patterned beasts, you're very affordable. It cried, tears streaming down its face. Saying that only makes me sadder. Lin Yuan walked behind them, letting out a soft sigh. If only I could sense spiritual energy. Suddenly, Songming shrieked. Lin Yuan, look left quickly. He quickly turned around, his heart full of surprise. Dunjia pig? Appearing near the park, did something happen at the farm? Just then, Songming, eyes gleaming with desire, rushed over. 50 tons of wild braised pork. Lin Yuan hurriedly hugged it, scolding it sternly. Do you want to get yourself killed trying to eat it? Songming, you can't beat it. The Dunjia pig glared, letting out a roar. He was secretly afraid, it was angry. The Dunjia pig was originally a very docile spirit beast. Logically, Songming's actions shouldn't have angered it. Things happened too fast for Lin Yuan to think. The Dunjia pig charged directly at him. Lin Yuan, holding Songming, ran while panting. So tired, even more tired today than yesterday. Songming asked worriedly from his arms. Lin Yuan, are you alright? Suddenly, Lin Yuan's foot slipped, and he fell forward, making Songming scream in fright. Yin called out resolutely. Lin Yuan, I'll protect you. Songming also bristled and cried out. Braised pork is delicious, charge. You too, run. Suddenly, a strange sensation washed over him, making him freeze. This is... Suddenly, a calling sound came from Lin Yuan's hand. Lin Yuan glanced at it, thinking, a bronze bell? Could this really be the ice ring I lost when I was 8? It disappeared after it was stained with my blood. A faint glow flashed on Lin Yuan's wrist. He raised his hand, letting the golden ring illuminate his entire body. Lin Yuan gradually realized, he felt it, it was back. The aura he hadn't felt since he was 8 years old had returned. Lin Yuan struggled to stand up, the golden ring now on his wrist. Songming, being chased by the armored beast, cheered when it saw he was safe. Lin Yuan, you're awake. The spirit hovered high above, closing its eyes in prayer. Quickly, find a way to leave. The armored beast suddenly lunged at Songming, scaring it out of its wits. No, even with this little spiritual energy, it's too late to do anything. Just then, the bracelet on Lin Yuan's hand suddenly emitted a dazzling light, and his gaze became incredibly sharp. The charging puppet shell was briefly introduced, including its spirit beast name, spirit beast type, and puppet shell level, a level 3 ordinary defensive spirit beast of common quality. Lin Yuan's heart filled with joy. He saw clearly that the detailed information showed it was level 3, while Songming was not even level 1. Thinking this, he shouted, quick, dodge, Songming. It's attacking from the right. The moment the puppet shell charged, Songming, following Lin Yuan's instructions, dodged in time, crying out in fright. Lin Yuan gritted his teeth, his heart filled with anxiety. This is bad. Although it dodged the attack, it moved too far away. If you are my contracted spirit beast, you need stronger power. Just then, a faint voice came from above, don't hurt Songming. The light from Yin Yin's body intertwined with the light previously emitted by the bracelet, leaving Lin Yuan stunned. The lights were identical. The two lights resonated, causing the puppet shell to stiffen painfully, unable to move. Lin Yuan suddenly realized, are they going to evolve with the power of this bracelet? A moment later, the puppet shell roared and bellowed again. A sound that made both Yin and Songming tremble. Songming cried out in panic, Yin, its roar is much louder than yours. A determined light flashed in Lin Yuan's eyes. No, even if both are on the verge of evolution, there's still a huge difference between level 1 and level 3. Just like this pig, the puppet shell kept charging, forcing Songming to admit, it scared me to death. The power of braised pork is truly astonishing. Yin cried for help in a panic. Lin Yuan, what should we do? It was then that Lin Yuan shouted loudly. Yin, quickly sing to attract its attention. Any note will do, as long as it's loud. It hastily replied, I'll try. You jerk, ah. Yin's disjointed notes threw the puppet shell into confusion. Lin Yuan quickly covered his ears, thinking helplessly. Luckily, I've already endured more than 4 training sessions like this. The armored shell turned around, glaring angrily at Yin. Yin flapped its wings erratically, crying out. So I'm doing this to let Jineng rest? Lin Yuan's expression grew more anxious. Yin, quickly attack its eyes. If it loses its sight, it'll stop. Yin calmed down, spread its wings, and replied. Great, watch me. Strange, the move I couldn't use earlier is now unavailable. Lin Yuan gritted his teeth and punched the ground. Darn it, my spiritual energy ran out at a critical moment again. Please, I'm begging you, just hold on a little longer. As soon as he spoke, Inin was momentarily stunned. Hey, I feel energetic again. Look, here it comes, here it comes. It flapped its wings continuously, sending feathers flying everywhere, some hitting the armored boar's eyes. Seizing the opportunity, Lin Yuan shouted. Now, be smart. Take this chance to attack. It deftly dodged the tiny feathers. Xining jumped up and said, Don't worry, Lin Yuan, I'm Xineng. Of course I'll attack. Inin and Xining said in unison, its nose is going to suffer. With that, Xining rushed forward and scratched the armored boar's face repeatedly. As soon as it fell, Xining had already run to the other side. It turned its head, looked at Lin Yuan, and asked, Lin Yuan, did we win? Adin replied, You won. You two are amazing, you made it flee in disarray. As soon as he finished speaking, Lin Yuan collapsed, and Inin and Xining cried out his name in panic. Lin Yuan. The armored boar ran off after being hit. Then its hooves made a harsh scraping sound. Uncle Li, stroking the rabbit in his arms, mused, I've been feeling something strange lately. Why is there an armored boar here? Suddenly, Auntie's eyes widened as she looked in surprise at the feathers still stuck to the armored boar. She said, That feather belongs to Xiao Yuan's child. Old Li instructed the person, I'll go find Xiao Yuan first. Uncle Li immediately agreed, Go quickly, thank you for your trouble. After regaining consciousness, Lin Yuan opened his eyes and looked around, thinking, It's this place again. It's been so long since I first dreamed of this space, I wonder how much time has passed. Looking at the giant golden ring floating before him, he smiled slightly. Though it's a bit late, thank you for sharing your spiritual energy in that critical moment. He looked around, estimating the area to be about 40 to 50 square meters. Could this be a space inside a spirit beast? Ling Yuan looked down and asked the ring, Is this your ability, Mobius? An important message popped up in the system window. Dark Spirit Beast, Mobius. Spirit Beast Type, Mobius. Spirit Beast Level, 1, Common Grade. Spirit Beast Quality, Common. Spirit Beast Affiliation, Space Type, Mystery Type. Skill, True Datafication. Converts all complex information into data, unanalyzable by the naked eye. Datafied information may contain true content that cannot be analyzed on the surface. Calm Mind, Passive Skill. The calming effect can be enhanced based on the spirit beast's level. Calm Mind can stabilize one's mental state and has a certain chance to grant immunity to negative statuses. Ling Yuan pondered, he had seen this true datafication skill before. Wasn't the Calm Mind skill for helping Yin practice singing? Wait, there are also exclusive characteristics. Usually, only companion-grade spirit beasts have them, but a common grade one possesses exclusive characteristics. Could you be a legendary rare item, or some kind of illusion? Lin Yuan stared intently at the system text. Unique trait, Radiant Spirit. 1. Mobius space can cultivate spirit beasts. 2. The initial level of creatures cultivated within the Mobius space must not exceed Mobius's own level. 3. Mobius does not level up on its own, its level increases as the internal spirit beasts level up. And it inherits the initial skills of that spirit beast. But Mobius itself does not gain new skills. 4. Each time Mobius levels up, the number of cultivable spirit beasts increases by 1, and the leveling method remains unchanged. Reading this, Lin Yuan suddenly froze. Wait, that means I can only sign one common level 1 spirit beast right now. And, to level up Mobius, I must cultivate them to level 10. Raising low-level spirit beasts already consumes an astonishing amount of resources. Any amount of money would be spent instantly, let alone how poor I am. He shook his head vigorously, then muttered to himself, Forget it, having something is better than nothing, right? At least now I can feel spiritual energy, perhaps there will be a turning point in the future. Suddenly, a familiar voice rang out. Didn't the doctor say it was just to stimulate the mind and treat mild weakness? How come it's been almost half a day and he's still not awake? Tap, tap, tap. Lin Yuan frowned, recognizing it as Aunt Zhang's voice from next door. It seems she's about to leave. As soon as he opened his eyes, 2 warm fur balls were already pressing against his face. So Ming wiggled around, Lin Yuan, meow, woof. He sat up, forced a smile, and stroked its head. I'm fine, you're so worried you're stuttering. Aunt Zhang sighed in relief, you're finally awake. The kind doctor smiled. Your aunt was frantic, let me check again to make sure everything is alright. Lin Yuan subtly shook his head, no need. Aunt Zhang raised her eyebrows. Xiao Yuan, you've been unconscious for almost 10 hours. If you're sick, you need to get treated. Don't let a small illness turn into a big one. Hearing this, Lin Yuan had no choice but to lie back down. Alright, Aunt Zhang. He thought to himself, although Uncle Li and Aunt Zhang take care of him and the 2 children, it's better to keep the matter of signing with Mobius a secret. Suddenly, a fish swam past his eyes, and the system immediately displayed information. Spirit beast name, bronze carp. Species, Sopranity, carp genus. Level, 4, elite. Attribute, water, quality, elite. Skill, tail whip leap, uses its tail to strike and heal mental trauma. Maintaining abnormal status. Lin Yuan secretly marveled, as expected of an elite, its skills are truly rare. After the examination, the doctor turned to leave. Everything's fine. I'll head back now, my wife is waiting for me to cook. Auntie quickly thanked him, thank you, doctor. Just then, Uncle Rabbit stumbled in, carrying a lunchbox. Time to eat, time to eat. Taking the small lunchbox, Auntie admonished. Xiao Yuan, this is a tonic Uncle Li specially made for you. Don't even think about eating it if you're not behaving. Lin Yuan forced a smile, how could I dare, Auntie? As soon as the lid was opened, Song Ming cried out. Wow, braised pork. Ain is also incredibly excited. It smells so good, so good. Lin Yuan watched his aunt pick up Father Rabbit, thinking to himself, Li Shu's Father Rabbit is always so mysterious, not lively at all like others of its kind. Let's see, the system immediately displayed. Spirit beast name, species, level, attributes, quality, skills, exclusive trait. Lin Yuan's eyes widened, his mind full of questions. It's not a cloth rabbit, is it? Heavy footsteps echoed on the road, and beads of sweat appeared on Lin Yuan's face. He ran, panting, I can't do this anymore. It had only been a few days since he was discharged from the hospital, and he was jogging for an hour every morning. This intensity was still too strenuous because he hadn't undergone spiritual energy tempering since childhood. Forget it, I'll give up on a combat profession and switch to a life profession. Suddenly, his aunt pushed Li Shu, who was in a wheelchair, towards him. He smiled. Xiao Yuan, exercising early in the morning? Lin Yuan raised his thin arm. Yes, you have to exercise to be healthy and beautiful. The system flickered beside Li Shu. Bone-attached scroll, source, bone-corroding might, level, platinum or higher, intertwining biological toxins and mental curses. Looking at the wriggling mites on his clothes, Lin Yuan secretly felt lucky that the bone-corroding mite had sacrificed itself to become a bone-attached scroll. Li Shu's calves had been corroded by terrifying toxins for years. This spiritual energy is at least king level. The highest is king level, followed by A, B, C. He frowned. If that's the case, then that cloth rabbit is like Li Shu. Severely injured with a hidden ailment, deeply concealed. His aunt pushed the wheelchair past, instructing. Xiao Yuan, remember to call if anything happens. If the kid needs any fees, don't try to handle it alone. Lin Yuan waved politely, don't worry, aunt and uncle. Watching their figures gradually disappear, he smiled softly. Since that day, Li Shu had always taken care of him and the kid. If only I could heal Li Shu's old injury. I wonder if I can do it. A moment later, Lin Yuan pushed open the door and returned home. The small potted plant had grown a bit. Spirit beast name, green clam. Species, Araceae, Epipremnum genus. Level, 3, common, attribute, grass, quality, elite. Lin Yuan was startled and gently stroked it. Quality, elite. It was ordinary last night, how did it upgrade? He secretly guessed that his spiritual energy wasn't leaking out, but flowing through him, promoting the spirit beast's absorption and evolution. Let's try again, increase the difficulty, and choose a healing type with lily glaze attributes. Note, the green clam originally had the lowest rank, almost purely plant-based, only suitable as feed. Lin Yuan placed his hand on it, concentrating spiritual energy for transmission. The system immediately updated the text. Spirit beast name, lily glaze. Species, Crassulaceae, Echeveria genus. Level, 1, elite. Attribute, wood, quality, ordinary. Skills, healing, recovers external injuries, fragrance, emits a subtle herbal scent. Soothing tense emotions. Lin Yuan couldn't stop smiling, it worked. An elite lily glaze, with this skill, its value has increased at least 100-fold. He rushed up the stairs, excitedly shouting, Song Ming, Enin, wake up. Enin appeared first, very happy. Lin Yuan, it seems we've leveled up. Song Ming pounced into his arms. The system displayed new information. Spirit beast name, 100 questions beast. Species, Felidae, citrus genus. Level, 2, ordinary. Type, mental. Quality, ordinary. Skill, precise memory, remembers all details. Song Ming said proudly, before I could remember one piece of braised pork, now I can remember 30. Enin also changed. Spirit beast name, melody. Species, blue jay family, bream genus. Level, 3, ordinary. Type, sound, quality, ordinary. Skill, it's being mischievous. My singing has improved a lot. La 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 la. Lin Yuan hugged Song Ming tightly. Great, I found my golden touch. I'm going to be rich. Enin tilted her head. Golden touch, golden touch. What is a golden hand? Lin Yuan suddenly froze, his eyes widening. Wait, it's not just about getting rich. Spirit beast evolution is extremely difficult. Apart from a few naturally evolved ones, most require their founders to expend treasures and spirit materials, pushing them to their limits, to even have a chance at success. With such astonishing abilities on his own, he's bound to attract countless covetous eyes. One wrong step, and he could be shattered, attracting unwanted attention. He can't protect himself yet, so he mustn't expose himself. To use his abilities safely, he must gradually become a founder. Only by using this profession as a cover can he last, otherwise, he'll bring trouble upon himself. Thinking of this, he clenched his fists. Clever called out, Lin Yuan, Lin Yuan, Lin Yuan. The phone rang. The kid is calling you. He was startled. Ah, thank you. He secretly calculated, right, now's the time. The kid is about to sign her first spirit beast contract. Answering the phone, he put his hands on his hips and chuckled. Hello, is that the kid? From the other end of the phone came the sound of climbing. Brother, it's been 2 days since we last spoke, are you doing okay? Lin Yuan asked gently. I'm much better than before. I'm even planning to clean the backyard today. For you. What? You don't have spirit energy enhancement, how can you handle it? Clean what? Wait for me to come back. Lin Yuan reassured her. It's just a simple tidying up, not strenuous. Don't worry, I'm not that weak yet. Remember our agreement, study hard, and don't waste your talent. After a long silence, Chu Zi responded softly and firmly, okay, I understand. She hung up the phone. She clutched her phone, her eyes burning with firm determination. Brother, I won't let you down. That afternoon, in the classroom, the teacher's clear lecture echoed in the quiet air. The applicable scope of each combat occupation type also varies. Students, you must sign a contract with your first spirit beast within these 2 days. I will not overemphasize the importance of this matter. Although the quality and grade of a spirit beast are decisive, the level of the spirit energy professional will also affect the combat power the spirit beast can unleash. The applicable scope of each combat occupation type also varies. If the spirit beast isn't compatible with one's own direction, it's difficult to successfully form a contract, and it might even damage one's spiritual power. Even life professions like artisans and weavers need to hone their understanding of spirit beasts for a long time to make spiritual materials fuse. What's more, most of our class trains combat professionals. And cooperation with spirit beasts requires even more careful consideration. When the class bell rang, students rushed to the door and shouted in unison, "Goodbye, teacher." Chu Zi was about to leave when the teacher called out to her. Chu Zi, please stay for a moment. Chu Zi, are you really not considering changing the spirit beast you plan to contract? I understand your family situation, but you have exceptional talent. The Federation's 100-child selection is coming soon, you absolutely cannot miss this opportunity. Chu Zi bit her lip, hesitating. Teacher, that evening, Lin Yuan's home was bustling with excitement and cheers. Success! 3 lily of the valley plants had advanced to elite grade, each worth at least 20,000 Federation coins. Now there was hope to purchase an advanced contracted spirit beast for Xiaozi. Suddenly, the phone rang. Lin Yuan guessed it was an unfamiliar number, possibly a new client. It was truly a timely arrival. He answered the phone and politely asked, "Hello, may I ask who's calling?" The person on the other end spoke voluminously. Are you Chu Zi's parent? Do you know this child plans to contract a shell beetle? With such outstanding talent, how can it be wasted like this? Hearing this, Lin Yuan's eyes widened, and he froze in place. Last time, during the beetle period, ordinary spirit beasts only cost 200 Federation coins. They had strong attack power but pitifully weak skills, so no one was willing to contract them. The teacher continued in a tone of concern. The death side's applicability corresponds to all defensive spirit beasts. Such aptitude is probably rare even in the entire capital. It's best for parents to prepare an elite-grade defensive spirit beast as the child's first contracted spirit beast. Lin Yuan quickly responded, okay, thank you, teacher. Within 2 days, I will definitely bring a suitable spirit beast to school. He secretly calculated that an elite grade one would cost at least 100,000 Federation coins. Time is pressing. I must cultivate all common spirit armors into elites, then exchange them for top-tier elite defensive spirit items for the kid. The next morning, at the bus stop, Lin Yuan's face was as pale as paper. He sighed heavily, gasping for breath. After transferring spirit energy all night, his body felt completely drained. But it was just in time. The spirit item market is a mixed bag, so it's better to conceal it first, just in case. Lin Yuan slightly raised his head, his voice low and full of worry. Chongming, are you sure you want to come along? Chongming poked its head out from Lin Yuan's hat, grinning as it replied. Of course, a clever guy like me can't be kept at home anymore. Besides, bargaining is one of the duties of a 100-cloud beast. Lin Yuan could only sigh helplessly after hearing this. After upgrading, this little guy has started to become rebellious. Just as he thought this, the bus driver's voice came from afar. The bus has arrived. All passengers, please wait behind the yellow line. Chong Ming's eyes widened as it looked at the vehicle ahead, utterly confused. Huh? This vehicle is completely different from the bus I know. Lin Yuan smiled and explained. That's because you've only read history books, not modern transportation guides. 100 years after the resurgence of spirit energy, spirit beasts have long replaced some steel machinery. After the passengers boarded, the driver reminded them in a gentle voice, hold on tight. The horse father and son galloped away as commanded. Chong Ming was almost blown away by the wind, but Lin Yuan caught it just in time. It squinted and chirped. Meow, it runs so fast. The driver glanced at Lin Yuan and casually greeted him. Young man, aren't you going to the spirit item market? You've come at the right time today. Lin Yuan asked curiously after hearing this, why? Is there a new supply of spirit items? The driver immediately answered. Haven't you seen the news? 2 days ago, a dimensional rift appeared in the suburbs, 30 miles from the lower district. I heard there are still 3 purple Forbidden Guard squads stationed nearby. It took the purple Forbidden Guard 2 days and 2 nights to completely eliminate the aberrant insects pouring out of the rift. They couldn't control the situation at this dimensional rift. Lin Yuan repeated purple Forbidden Guard in surprise. The driver nodded and continued. This dimensional rift happened to open near a spirit beast training base. Many young spirit beasts died or were injured. Several employees ran out to set up stalls in the market, selling the remaining injured spirit beasts. Song Ming interjected, muttering in sudden realization. So that's how that dull armored beast got out. The driver continued to chatter. Especially defensive spirit beasts, a few of them got out. Yesterday, I bought one at a cheap price. As soon as the food was served and the firecrackers went off, children of all ages in the village scrambled for it. They were all hung up to be smoked into cured meat. Lin Yuan gave a thumbs up in praise. Brother, you're still so amazing. Then take us to the nearest intersection to that stall. He secretly rejoiced in his heart. Severely injured spirit beasts definitely wouldn't be too expensive, he could get a good deal. A moment later, Lin Yuan and Song Ming had arrived at the bustling market. Song Ming's eyes lit up as he said excitedly. Alright, leave the rest to me. Lin Yuan, what kind of spirit beast do we want to buy? How much does it cost? Lin Yuan replied helplessly. An elite-grade defensive spirit beast would cost at least 100,000 Federation coins. He exclaimed after hearing that. But our family's savings are less than 20,000. He shrugged, smiling smugly. So we need to exchange them for the ringing bells and twin petal lilies that just leveled up last night. Song Ming's tone softened. If it's a cat, people will definitely take advantage of us. The price of an ordinary grade ringing bell tree is approximately between 1,500 and 3,000. 20 trees would be. Lin Yuan looked at the small potted plants that continuously emitted light, filled with doubt. These plants are calling to me. Now, he could clearly feel other spirit beasts instinctively approaching and repelling him. The fainter the light it emits, the more familiar and comforting its aura feels. But, blue sugar pear, bright orchid, snow lily, emperor's gem. Is its compatibility range really that wide? Both healing and support types are very suitable. Plant-type spirit beasts also instinctively feel a connection. This little guy's compatibility direction is defense type. While deep in thought, Song Ming's voice suddenly rang out. Lin Yuan, look at this. A strong young man was selling an item priced at 80,000. Song Ming offered 10,000. The young man lowered it to 70,000. Song Ming slightly increased the offer. 15,000. He frowned impatiently. 60,000 is my final offer. Song Ming gave his final price. 20,000, or I'm not buying it. A system window lit up, displaying the detailed information of the injured horned rabbit. Species, Lepority, mountain burrowing rabbit genus. Level, Elite Rank 1. Type, Defense. Defense attribute, Normal. Skill, Toughness. Generates a scaly shield on the contractor's outer skin, helping to resist damage. Lin Yuan rushed forward, hugging Song Ming tightly, his face rubbing against it with embarrassment. I'm so sorry, my 100 questions beast is a bit rude. The young vendor clicked his tongue, looking displeased, while Song Ming pouted and retorted. Lin Yuan, what are you doing? Haggle a bit more, I guarantee I can get it for 20,000. He leaned in and whispered into its ear. Do you know how to compare prices? The little turtle's information included Spirit Beast Bonsai Turtle, Kilonian, Testudinity, Canosternon genus. Level, Normal Rank 3, Attribute, Defense, Quality, Normal. Skill, Gigantic. Enlarges its own size to shield the contractor from behind, helping to resist damage. Lin Yuan squinted, a look of regret in his eyes. Its level isn't high enough, and there's no time to help it upgrade. Song Ming nodded in agreement. It moves too slowly. Information for the next beast appeared: Spirit Beast Rescue Pig, Insect Type. Arthropoda, Xenarthra, Level, Elite Rank 1, Attribute, Defense. Quality, Common, Skill, Curl Up, curls its body into a ball. Moves physically by rolling, helping the contractor resist damage. Lin Yuan shook his head helplessly. It was no different from that mole. Song Ming curled its lip in disdain. How can something so weak protect the young master? Perhaps we should consider that mole instead? Brother Jinan, I'll look around some more. Let me think about it again. Lin Yuan carefully weighed his options and looked around. In the end, only this one was worth noting: the Horned Ram Spirit Beast. Species, Ramity, Level, 7 Elite, Attribute, Rock. Quality, Perfect, Skill, Resist, defends using the large lump on its head. Seeing the group of young cubs, Lin Yuan nodded in satisfaction. The cubs are of perfect quality and also have a Shatter-type control skill. Information repeated: Horned Ram Spirit Beast, Ramity, Level 7 Elite. Attribute, Rock, Quality, Perfect, Skill, Resist. Defends using the large lump on its head. Shatter, attacks the target with its horns, causing high-frequency vibrations in their body, resulting in paralysis. Lin Yuan cheerfully made an offer. Boss, how about 100,000 for a horned ram here? Song Ming was taken aback. 100,000, the shop owner tapped the quote sheet lightly and replied groggily. Wait, I need to call my wife. Song Ming complained indignantly. Lin Yuan, I already checked the prices online yesterday. Horned rams only cost around 50,000, and even rare ones are just 90,000. What you're doing is like a nouveau riche. The shop owner focused on his call, occasionally responding with hum. Alright. Lin Yuan explained in detail from the side. This is called sincerity. Your bargaining skills are still quite green. After hanging up, the boss made a decisive choice. 120,000 Federation coins, not a single cent less. Both of them sighed in unison, secretly feeling unlucky. Lin Yuan was utterly disappointed. I'm afraid there are no other defense-type spirit beasts here. Song Ming offered a suggestion. If it really doesn't work out, we'll just have to accept it and buy this Qilin beast. This is all for the kid. In the distance, a lively crowd gathered around a small stall. A tall man announced heartily. Thank you all for your support these past few days. The spirit beast meat is now completely sold out. To those who couldn't buy any, I sincerely apologize. The surrounding people discussed animatedly, full of regret. Someone asked, Boss, why did it sell out so quickly? I clearly saw a few heavily injured spirit beasts inside. Why don't we just prepare them ourselves? Another person nodded in agreement. That's right, who knows when we'll encounter such a good opportunity again. Lin Yuan waved his hand, listening, his eyes suddenly shining like stars. Heavily injured spirit beasts. Song Ming gently nudged his arm, kindly reminding him. Lin Yuan, now is not the time for braised meat. Brother Yang apologized to everyone. The spirit beasts inside will not be prepared. I apologize for making you all wait. If you're interested, you can go in and take a look. Now there are only 3 left, and the price is very cheap. A customer spoke up, dissatisfied. Are you mistaken? Heavily injured spirit beasts aren't prepared for consumption? How can we treat them if we buy them back? Who has the money to hire a creator? Let's go, there's nothing left to buy. Seeing Lin Yuan approach, Brother Yang quickly reminded him. Young man, you're too late. The meat is all sold out, and this stall won't be selling spirit beast meat anymore. Lin Yuan replied with a serious expression. Boss, I'm not here to buy meat. I want to see the spirit beasts inside. He secretly mused, the boss's emotions were clearly a bit chaotic. At such a critical moment, one wrong step could lead to being directly turned away. Fortunately, he was no longer who he used to be, the calming skill on his wrist kept him exceptionally composed. Brother Yang narrowed his eyes and smiled amiably. Young man, I'm not much older than you. Just call me Brother Yang. Inside, there are 3 severely injured spirit beasts. I'll take you to see them, as you can see. Inside are 2 web-spraying beasts. They look relatively healthy, but their abdomens have been torn open with a large gash. In this condition, they probably won't last more than 2 days. Song Ming covered his nose and exclaimed, It stinks. The introduced spirit beast, web-spraying beast. Species, abdominal swell family, arid genus. Level, human elite tier. Attribute, poison, quality, perfect. Skill, sprays hard to detect sharp spider silk when moving. Casts a spider web, spraying a poisonous net forward. Lin Yuan observed carefully, quickly assessing. If not for the dimensional rift opening, they would likely advance to bronze tier soon. Good stuff. Ah Hao asked excitedly. If they weren't injured, selling one on the Spirit Martial net would still fetch 300,000 Federation coins, right? Brother Yang smiled and replied, that's actually a low estimate. These support-type spirit beasts, capable of both control and poison, would sell at any price. However, getting 150,000 Federation coins for both of them combined is quite good now. Lin Yuan immediately proposed. Brother Yang, I'd like to buy these two web-spraying beasts. But I don't have enough money. I wonder if I could trade spirit beasts for them. Brother Yang's expression suddenly changed. Young man, to be frank with you, after they're treated, these spirit beasts will be used to establish a spirit beast breeding base. Everything is starting from scratch, so I might not need the spirit beasts you'd offer in exchange. He sighed inwardly, a child is still a child. I shouldn't have had such high hopes. Lin Yuan immediately made an offer. What about an elite tier ringing bell tree? Brother Yang frowned. You want to trade an elite tier ringing bell tree? What's the quality of your ringing bell tree? Lin Yuan smiled. I have great confidence in its quality. If needed, Brother Yang can come to my place to inspect the goods first. Brother Yang pondered for a moment after hearing this. An elite-grade bell tree is an extremely rare species on the market. Anyone who wants to buy one has to pay double the price. If what this kid says is true, he sighed softly. This is the last spirit beast I have left, and also the one we put the most effort into. But now, these two spirit beasts you brought have information. Spirit beast mudrock lizard. Type, forest dwelling, subspecies, such. Rank, level 10 elite, attribute, earth, quality, epic, skill. Detritus, attaches to 2 forest leaves, launching a suicidal attack. Disregarding damage. When its contractor takes damage, it will actively share the burden. Lin Yuan's eyes lit up. Brother Yang, how much do you plan to sell this mudrock lizard for? He secretly evaluated in his heart, epic quality, about to advance to bronze rank, and a defensive spirit beast, very suitable for this kid. Brother Yang stiffly countered. Are you serious? Its condition isn't optimistic. But Lin Yuan didn't mind, pointing at the mudrock lizard and praising it. That's amazing. How about 20,000 Federation coins? Brother Yang's face instantly turned pale. Can you really cure this mudrock beast? A thought flashed through his mind, could this kid have a creator behind him? Brother Yang couldn't hide his surprise. Junior brother, you said you want to buy these 3 spirit beasts? And you're even negotiating with me using a green bell as a condition. Lin Yuan responded, his tone firm. Brother Yang, trust me. The green bell won't disappoint you. Clever chimed in from the side. Lin Yuan wouldn't lie. Finally, Brother Yang nodded. Alright, I trust you. Since you're buying these 3 spirit beasts, let's pack up our stall. Later, we'll go see your green bell. It's a good thing I also have a young prison spirit beast, so I'll take the mudrock beast and the swallowing net beast with me directly. After speaking, Senior Brother Yang tossed an item to Lin Yuan. Song Ming asked curiously. Lin Yuan, what is this? Lin Yuan replied. It's a young imprisonment spirit beast, a patented invention from Tuayun Warehouse. You can put spirit beasts into it. It matches the size of the spirit beast and reduces its weight, making it convenient to transport heavy spirit beasts. Song Ming's eyes widened. There's such a good item? Why haven't I seen you use it for us before? Lin Yuan waved his hand. Oh, how could we afford something like this before? The young imprisonment spirit beast emitted a light that shone on the mudrock beast, which was immediately sucked into it, leaving Song Ming dumbfounded. Such a huge spirit beast really got in? That's amazing. Senior Brother Yang let out a long sigh. This young imprisonment spirit beast is a bronze tier too. I'm afraid this mudrock beast will never have the chance to advance to a bronze tier spirit beast. Then, he summoned a huge monster, the flowing light fire lizard. Species, scaled body family. Body scales are colored, limb scales are scaled. Level, bronze tier 7, max level 10. Attributes, poison, fire. Quality, normal. Skill, broken tooth. During a bite, it intentionally breaks a tooth and embeds it into the target's body, then rolls and tears. After biting the target, it rotates its body around its mouth to tear the target's flesh. Exclusive trait, fire poison. Grows an additional venom gland that connects to the salivary gland, causing the saliva to contain burning toxins. Senior Brother Yang held the flowing light fire lizard's head, smiling slyly. How about it, Junior Brother? My cultivation of this flowing light fire lizard isn't bad, right? Lin Yuan gave a thumbs up in praise, marveling as he admired it. As expected of a bronze tier spirit beast, the fire poison trait can effectively enhance its attack methods. He thought to himself, it's rare to have such an opportunity to observe a bronze tier spirit beast up close. I've never had such a chance before. Brother Yang, however, looked wary. He's truly not simple. At such a young age, he's already mastered the professional knowledge of a spirit beast researcher. Unless he's exceptionally gifted, he must have had guidance from a master. Coming here was definitely the right decision this time. Suddenly, a voice called from behind Brother Yang, Old Yang. As soon as he returned, he had to face the client's fury. What does he mean by suddenly calling Lu Guanghuoshi out? My hard-skinned rabbit was so scared it didn't dare to eat. My immortal venerable is the same. Brother Yang scratched his head, looking embarrassed. My apologies, my apologies. I'll go right away. Sitting on Lu Guanghuoshi's back, Brother Yang smiled slightly. We're about to set off, hold on tight. Lu Guanghuoshi stomped its foot vigorously, then sped off. Lin Yuan, sitting behind, exclaimed. This thing is much faster than a thick-soled train. Chong Ming screamed in fright. Help me. It wasn't until they returned home that Brother Yang spoke. Little brother's residence is closer than I thought. Little brother's constitution is truly excellent. An ordinary person riding it for the first time would surely feel nauseous. But this is nothing. If you ride a flying spirit beast and look down at the land from high up, that's truly exhilarating. Lin Yuan gasped weakly. There's no such thing. I should still thank you. This is my first time riding a bronze-grade spirit beast. In the simple house, Brother Yang told him to make himself at home. He followed him in, looking around and assessing the place. This place doesn't look like where a founder would live in seclusion. If little brother's azure bells don't meet the quality standards, then I'll have to handle it officially. But when he saw those few trees, Brother Yang's mind seemed to explode. I founder. It must be a founder. Azure bells of this quality are elite grade. It absolutely couldn't be done without a founder's help. Brother Yang almost cheered. This far exceeds my expectations. They are all elite grade. This kind of item is a rare commodity even on the spirit martial net. Countless merchants would scramble to get their hands on it. Lin Yuan immediately began to show off. Before evolution, these azure bells were all planted in soil enriched with mineral energy, so they grew exceptionally well. The quality is definitely not an issue. After carefully examining the condition of the trees, Brother Yang thought to himself, the cuts are fresh and vibrant. This kid really wasn't lying. Elite, top grade. Could it be that my luck, Yang, is about to change? He suddenly remembered what the masked person had said. What qualifications do you have to wish to meet a founding master like me? Brother Yang fell into deep thought. To invite a founder, one must present spiritual materials that they favor. At my level, I certainly don't have the opportunity to acquire such spiritual materials. However, if I can connect with this friend. Seeing him remain silent, Lin Yuan asked again. Brother Yang, are you satisfied with this batch of azure bells? He quickly nodded. Satisfied, very satisfied. Then let's discuss the price. To be honest, this batch of azure bells you have is of elite, star-grade quality. If sold on the star net, even at 30,000 per batch, they would be snapped up instantly. My highest offer is 33,000 per batch, for a total of 100 batches. I wonder if you, my friend, have that much stock? Lin Yuan, upon hearing this, was struck like a bolt from the blue and blurted out, 100 batches at 33,000? How much is that in total? Lin Yuan calmed himself. That works. But actually, privately, he felt that he himself needed to greatly improve his spiritual energy professional level. Azure bells are naturally the most convenient. Brother Yang began to ponder again at this moment. Although this transaction is not a small sum, this kid's expression is calm. He must have experienced many significant events. On the surface, this small shop seems ordinary, but behind it, there must be someone guiding it, a mere illusion. Having thought this, Brother Yang stood up and excused himself to get some fresh air. How many days will the owner need to prepare the goods? Lin Yuan smiled and replied, 7 days. He calculated silently in his mind, each batch would take 2 hours. Plus 2 days to give spiritual items to the kid, and accounting for rest time. 7 days truly is the limit. Brother Yang was ecstatic, cheering silently. Oh my god, a new lease on life. Old Yang, I truly am the chosen one. My fate is about to turn around, and so quickly? The path to immortality is simply smooth sailing. Lin Yuan narrowed his eyes, a brilliant smile on his face. Alright, Brother Yang, just come pick up the goods in 7 days. Brother Yang nodded repeatedly, a wide smile on his face. Of course, but do I really not need to pay a deposit for the remaining 70 batches, brother? I do have this much for a deposit, brother. Lin Yuan rubbed his hands, saying generously. No need. We can settle everything when you pick up the goods at the agreed time. Brother Yang walked out the door, then turned back to wave. Little brother, I'll be back in 7 days then. Lin Yuan also responded with a smile. Of course, Brother Yang, we'll meet again. He mused to himself, the most difficult test was about to begin. A moment later, in the backyard, a spirit, exhausted, asked Han curiously. Ling Yuan, he will be staying with us for a while. You're so smart, what are you worried about? We can't afford to keep him. This time, Ling Yuan was truly angry. Let's save him first. You two, come down first. Ling Yuan's eyes widened, his heart burning with anxiety. He was extremely weak and needed immediate action. Spiritual energy surged from his palm, and the wound gradually healed. The more he looked, the happier he became, a brilliant smile on his face. Excellent. Let's speed it up and see. He pushed the spiritual energy covering his palm forward. The iron-horned rhinoceros, enveloped in spiritual energy, let out a painful cry. Ling Yuan was dumbfounded. What was happening? Could this be the bottleneck to breaking through to the bronze rank? Hang in there, little rhino, we must break through this wall. Ling Yuan stood still, waiting for the smoke and dust to clear. A small ripple appeared, then burst open. He peeked out from behind his arm and cheered. Success! The beast, after being healed, stood tall and proud. Its information quickly updated. Spirit beast, iron-horned rhinoceros. Species, horned mammal, rhinocerotidae family. Level, bronze rank, 1st grade, level 10. Attribute, metal. Quality, common. Skill, rock horn. Metal is attached to its 2 horns. The metal-reinforced rhino horns can launch a reckless charge attack. Sacrifices itself when the contractor takes damage, helping the contractor actively distribute damage. Ling Yuan's eyes suddenly widened, stunned. Wait. The system interface continued to display exclusive traits. Awaiting selection, scale skin. Enhances the skin with a layer similar to scales, with the same composition as the original skin. Hustle, conserves stamina when running fast. Pain absorption, absorbs a portion of incoming damage and converts it into vitality. Ling Yuan couldn't believe his eyes, there were choices. He sat cross-legged, thinking carefully. 3 traits, choose one. The first 2 sounded very tempting, making it a difficult decision. This hustle skill would be redundant if paired with a defensive spirit beast. As for scale skin, it would probably grow thick scales. Besides increasing defense, the scales could also cause extra damage from friction at the end of a battle. But overall, it was a bit far-fetched. But pain absorption was completely different. Taking hits while absorbing damage to restore health. Isn't this a skill specifically for those who like to tank? The more they fight, the tougher they become. I choose you, pain absorption. Another change occurred. The system interface updated with new information. Spirit beast, iron-armored rhinoceros. Species, giant horn family, Bovidae genus. Spirit beast level, bronze rank 1 out of 10. Attribute, metal. Quality, common. Skill, rock horn. Attaches metal to 2 reinforced horns to launch a fatal strike. When the contractor is injured, it actively takes on a portion of the damage in their stead. Trait, pain absorption, converts a portion of the damage taken into life force. Lin Yuan watched its transformation, his heart filled with pride. He secretly mused that by cleverly combining keratin absorption and pain conversion into a perfect cycle, it would no longer be mere defense, but a powerful offensive spirit beast disguised as one. Lin Yuan crossed his arms, a satisfied and joyful smile spreading across his face. Using it as the little one's first spirit beast was truly a perfect choice. Let's see which kid dares to sneak close to her now. Song Ming pouted curiously. So, aren't this iron rhinoceros and I the legendary Beauty and the Beast duo? Lin Yuan shrugged, saying calmly, so what? The little one's safety is paramount, and besides, you're not that spirit beast. He subtly curved his lips, affirming in his heart. Indeed, he was absolutely right. Not only did the iron rhinoceros break through to the bronze realm, but his own spiritual energy also surged. The higher the evolution rank of the spirit beast, the more abundant the spiritual energy feedback he received. Song Ming's fur stood on end from being licked, and it scolded loudly. Hey, don't you know you're heavy? Lin Yuan paid no attention, as he was deep in his own thoughts. Just helping the iron rhinoceros break through to the bronze realm had almost exhausted his power. He wondered what realm he could reach if he created a top-tier spirit beast, combining various rare treasures. What kind of realm would that be? Song Ming, now soaked with drool, asked helplessly. How do we give it to the little one now? Lin Yuan scrolled on his phone, answering casually. Wouldn't the upgraded ostrich logistics work? Since this order is urgent, I placed an express order directly. They'll be here to pick it up soon. Song Ming immediately got excited after hearing that. Auntie, an express order. Can I fly like a bird too? This is great, I'm going to fly. That night, in the abyssal hall, a voice softly emanated from within. 3 parts bloody hyssop, 1 part deep-sea ebony, and 1 part the essence blood of a platinum beast. Qingniao placed the potion bottle on that hand, and Si Kong hesitated, whispering. City Lord Ling Xiao, this matter. Ling Xiao coldly interrupted, enough with the nonsense. They watched the small wooden stick fall into the potion bottle, and it instantly exploded. The Moon Empress pointed forward, controlling the red object, and said in a deep voice, "Go." Ata secretly pondered, merely concocting it has such astonishing power. It even forced back my protective spiritual energy. Is this truly the standard of a 5-star Imperial crafter? After finishing, the Moon Empress, one of the Liao Federation's 5-star Imperial crafters, ordered. Alright, summon the spirit beast you wish to evolve, Sikong, Sikong. The King rank expert clutched his chest, gasping, and City Lord Ling Xiao was terrified. The King rank expert turned to reassure him. Didn't I tell you not to worry? The person respectfully replied. Thanks to Moon Empress, it didn't say a word. The Moon Empress casually tossed the newly concocted potion at the giant beast. It gradually absorbed the vitality within its body, causing it to tremble uncontrollably before finally collapsing to the ground. Sikong stammered in fear. Moon Empress, I gently explained. It's fine, it's evolving into a legendary rank. You only need to integrate the rune will you've comprehended to evolve into a fantasy rank. Sikong bowed respectfully. Thanks to Moon Empress. Sikong is willing to dedicate himself to Moon Empress, even if it means going through fire and water. Suddenly, the giant beast opened its eyes, struggling and letting out an earth-shattering roar. The roar made a rabbit's ears tremble slightly. The little rabbit hummed softly, sitting on a soft blanket. The giant beast's entire body was still trembling continuously. The sound of bubbles bursting kept echoing. The Moon Empress spoke coldly. There's no need to go through fire and water. However, the Imperial Crafter Selection Exam is held once every 3 years, and only allows for progressive examinations. So, how do we select truly talented Imperial Crafters? Sikong was stunned. Does Lady Moon Empress mean that this year's Imperial Crafter examination allows for skipping ranks? She reached out and stroked the rabbit's soft fur. The Moon Empress declared decisively, her tone authoritative. They only need to advance from 1st rank to 2nd rank. Anyone who passes the 1st rank Imperial Crafter examination within 2 hours will be exempt from 3 lifestyle profession examinations, and can directly participate in the 2nd rank examination. Pass on the order. Sikong obeyed. It was then that Ling Su tentatively spoke, a hint of shrewdness flashing in his eyes. Do you feel that in recent years, the Federation's Imperial Crafter examinations have failed to select exceptionally talented young people? Unable to even comprehend a bit of rune will, which is why you decided to reform it? The Moon Empress turned her head, replying coldly. No, this is my personal matter. Both Bamboo Lord and Chef Venerable, also 5-star Imperial Crafters, have already taken disciples. Of course, I can't lose to those 2 old fellows. These words made Ling Su's eyes widen in surprise. She marveled inwardly, is Lady Moon Empress going to take a disciple? After a moment of silence, the Moon Empress spoke again, her tone resolute. Also, the dimensional tide is approaching. And Dead Mirror City is precisely where the most original water veins are located. As the city lord, you must fulfill your duty to protect your territory and its people. Every water vein must be guarded, without any oversight. Ling Su knelt on one knee, his voice echoing respectfully. Please rest assured, my lady. As the city's leader, Ling Su will always be the pillar of Dead Mirror City. Moonlight spilled across the land as Ling Yuan galloped forward on his mount. The man suddenly broke the silence. Are you alright, kid? It'll be more stable once we're through the clouds. Lin Yuan coughed, his face pale. I'm fine. The man showed a warm smile. Your 100 questions beast is indeed clever, but it was overloaded this time. Otherwise, I would have given it a ride too. The clever scene just now flashed through their minds. It cried incessantly. Meow, 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 meow. I want to go, I really want to go. Ayin can fly every day. This time, only Lin Yuan can fly. I'm the only one who can't go. Ayin held on tightly, and Song Ming explained. Aren't I taking you flying right now? Lin Yuan stood by, speechless. Be good, Song Ming. I'll bring you something delicious when I get back. Back in reality, his face was pale, his hands clutched his neck, and he stammered. It's fine, there will be plenty of other chances. Suddenly, the man in front's eyes widened. We're here, we're here. Kid, take a good look. Don't be afraid of heights. This is the famous breathtaking scenery near our Dead Mirror City. It's your first time seeing it, isn't it? The moon is bright tonight, so it's a bit better. If it were pitch black, there would be no ambience at all. Lin Yuan looked down with curious and excited eyes. Yes, this is truly a unique experience. The scenery is fully visible. Lin Yuan secretly felt something condensing in his sea of consciousness. This is Rune Will. Taking in the magnificent scenery. Lin Yuan clearly felt a wondrous change happening in his sea of consciousness. This is Rune Will. There's absolutely no mistake. This is precisely the Rune Will representing mountains and rivers. It perfectly matches the type of spirit beast you possess. Seeing the young man lost in thought for a long time, the man steering in front asked, "Are you alright?" Lin Yuan suddenly woke up and quickly replied, "I'm fine. We've been flying in this mountain range for a while. It's getting late. How much longer until we reach Death City?" The man looked up at the sky and estimated, probably until morning. Lin Yuan remembered, his face full of confusion. "Huh? Didn't you say we'd arrive before dawn?" The man gave a wry smile and explained, "Isn't it because you wanted to come too? And you also got motion sickness earlier, so I adjusted the speed for you." Hearing this, he immediately covered his nose, waved his hand in refusal. "Don't mind me, go full speed ahead." The man shook his head helplessly, having no choice but to comply with the guest's wishes. All right. The next morning, the campus suddenly became lively, with groups of students walking and discussing animatedly. One student asked in confusion, "Aren't we supposed to sign contracts with spirit beasts today? Why are we at the training ground?" The person next to them explained, "It seems they're adjusting the class schedule. After signing contracts with spirit beasts, it'll be practical combat class." That student hadn't quite processed it yet. "Why is practical combat class so much earlier?" "I heard it's because they're going to hold selections from the 100 Children's Scripture. All students' class progress must be accelerated, precisely to select truly talented and outstanding disciples." Another student nodded in agreement. Exactly. My friend from another school just messaged me to complain about it." Seeing that the students had gathered, the teacher standing on the high platform cleared their throat and announced, "This class is a practical combat lesson for second-year students, and also the first practical combat exercise for the first-year combat class. Later, after you all sign your contracts, you will engage in combat training with the second-year senior students according to a lottery draw. Familiarize yourselves with your spirit beast skills, everyone, there's no need to worry. Our destination is the forest." Hearing this, the blonde girl turned to the person next to her and said worriedly, "Senior, I'm so nervous. We have to fight against the second-year seniors." After a pause, she asked hesitantly again, "Senior, are you really going to sign a contract with that stinky beetle?" The senior took one last look at the box in his hand and nodded helplessly. Inside was a tiny, stinky beetle. After a series of matches, the teacher waved their hand and loudly announced, "The 8th practical combat draw match." As expected, the first-year student's rat spirit was defeated and fled the arena. Victory belonged to the second year. Seeing this, a female student shouted indignantly, "That's not fair. We just signed our contracts, and we have to compete against seniors who already have practical combat experience. The situation is completely one-sided." Then she turned and encouraged, "Kid, the next match is yours. You're the strongest student in our class, you must show them what you're made of." The teacher didn't seem to care about this dissatisfaction. He waved his hand and called out, "Next, we will have the 9th match. Are you two both ready?" Foam Lixing walked forward and replied confidently, "Of course." The students below started whispering again, "It's Foam Lixing. I heard his family has relatives working at the Founders Guild headquarters. Does he also want to participate in the 100 Sons selection? It seems he only needs to win a few more matches to secure his spot. Isn't Senior Brother also highly regarded? I heard Senior Brother's spirit beast had some problems." Hearing these discussions, Foam Lixing secretly rejoiced. He had just released the latest news last night, and today he encountered this group of stepping stones to help him increase his winning rate. It truly felt like heaven was helping him. Not only the 100 Sons selection, but even next month's 10,000 heads selection would be a trivial matter. He secretly thought to himself that the day he would rise to prominence was not far off. Not only that, he also found out that this first-year junior would only be able to contract with a stinky beetle from now on, so she wouldn't have even a sliver of a chance to win. She only had herself to blame for her poor family background, which wasted her talent. Thinking of this, he sneered, "Haha." On the other side, the junior tightly clutched the box in her hand, secretly determined that even with just this stinky beetle, she absolutely could not give up. After a moment of hesitation, she mustered her courage and said, "I'm ready." Before her words fully landed, a call suddenly came from behind her. The junior turned around in surprise. "Oh?" The female teacher, panting, led a dog, hastily handed it to her, and advised, "This is as far as your abilities go. This Imperial Spotted Hound is at least elite grade. We can't let your talent be wasted on that stinky beetle." The junior hesitated, not daring to take it. "Teacher, I." Just then, Lin Yuan jumped down from the audience seats and shouted, "Wait." The junior looked up in surprise. "What?" After landing, Lin Yuan quickly stopped the teacher's action. "Thank you for your kindness, teacher. I've brought my junior's spirit beast. Fortunately, I made it in time." He turned to his sister, his eyes firm, and said, "Little sister, sign a contract with it. Trust me." With that, he handed her the box containing the spirit pet. However, the teacher seemed a bit uneasy and asked, "Is it reliable? If not, you can still try this Imperial Spotted Hound. Although it's not very obedient." Before they even finished speaking, Feng Lixing burst into sarcastic laughter. Alright, it doesn't matter what kind of spirit beast it is. Whether it's a stinky beetle, a royal spotted hound, or anything else, none of them can defeat the Might King worm I've raised since childhood. The spirit beast he summoned was the Power King beetle. A large, metallic-shelled rhinoceros beetle. The Power King beetle's stats are more impressive than other spirit beasts. Its name is grander, Power King beetle. Its rank is higher, level 1, bronze tier. Its type is stronger, insect. Its quality is superior, elite. Its skill is fiercer, ancient horn charge, concentrating power into its large horn for a ramming attack, disregarding damage. However, when attacking bravely, its power increases by 50%. Its exclusive trait is stronger, insect vision, capable of seeing through the camouflage of spirit beasts below bronze tier. Seeing this, the teacher broke into a sweat. This is a Power King beetle, and it's so huge. The Imperial Spotted Hound is no match for it at all. Lin Yuan also felt a little nervous after observing his opponent. It's already bronze tier, quite powerful. The junior sister hesitated, looking at the box in her hand, and whispered, "Brother, is this a bronze tier spirit pet box?" Filled with questions, she pressed on. "Where did our family get so much money? Did you sell the shop, brother?" Lin Yuan stepped forward, patted his sister's head, and gently advised, "Xiaoxi, don't overthink it. Just focus on what's in front of you. I believe you can do it." She smiled and nodded obediently. Don't worry, brother, I'll be fine." With that, she opened the box, secretly vowing not to let her brother's efforts be in vain. Her spirit immediately merged with it, beginning the contract ritual. A moment later, the great iron rhinoceros was summoned. The surrounding crowd gasped, "What is that? I've never seen one before, its skin is like steel." "It's the great iron rhinoceros." Feng Lixing maintained his disdainful attitude, clicking his tongue in mockery. "Tisk, tsk, tsk. Its entrance is quite impressive, I suppose. But you probably don't know how much practical experience can boost the combat power of a hypothetical profession, do you? It's a pity your family's great iron rhinoceros probably cost a fortune to acquire." The command center retorted, "The outcome is still unknown. The rhinoceros iron rhinoceros, named for its horn." The teacher excitedly encouraged, "This is a bronze-grade rhinoceros iron rhinoceros. And it has also recovered its extremely pure original characteristics, making it an elite among bronze-tier defensive spirit beasts. Its rhino horn alone is worth 700,000 Federation credits." Lin Yuan stood by, a helpless wry smile on his face. "Teacher, don't just measure its worth in money." The teacher then realized his lapse, sighing, "This is just an occupational hazard for spirit asset analysts." Act 3, a battle of disparate strengths. The two spirit beasts lunged at each other, appearing evenly matched at first glance, which made Feng Lixing even more smug. He sneered, "How naive. Your iron rhino is merely a defensive spirit beast, how can it attack so carelessly? Now, let me show you the true combat power of an offensive spirit beast." Old Horn Rampage. At its master's command, the Might King species tossed the great iron rhino high into the air. CC quickly commanded, "Rhino iron rhino, hold steady." Seeing the great iron rhino still able to stand after the collision, Feng Lixing was slightly surprised. "Tisk, just barely." Han secretly evaluated, to understand how to use spirit energy to assist a spirit beast so soon after contracting, this CC indeed has some talent. The teacher watched from the side, sweating profusely with anxiety, then sighed in relief, "Phew, luckily it wasn't directly knocked out of the arena." CC was too reckless, attacking proactively after just a little provocation. She really lacks practical combat experience. Only Lin Yuan understood her best, secretly pondering, no, if Xiaoxi had familiarized herself with the Rhino Iron Rhino's skills the moment they formed a contract, then a proactive attack is precisely a tactic to probe the enemy. On the battlefield, the Might King species began to circle its opponent. The surrounding students were puzzled, discussing amongst themselves, "What is it doing? The great iron rhino definitely can't keep up. But circling like this won't do much good either." Hearing these words, Feng Lixing felt disdain. These fools, what else would a powerful offensive spirit beast be doing by moving? Of course, it's to find the best moment to deliver a fatal blow. Thinking this, he sneered mockingly, "Little girl, can you imagine what you're truly facing?" No sooner had he spoken than the Might King species charged into the great iron rhino like an arrow released from a bow. Dust flew, obscuring the sky. Chuzi anxiously shouted, "Rhinoceros iron rhino." The people around covered their faces, murmuring worriedly. Such a fierce collision, the large iron rhino might. On the other side is a powerful offensive spirit beast, it might have unleashed that school's renowned ultimate attack. The teacher sighed anxiously. Although the rhino armor is known for its defense, the beast tamer has already tried to stabilize it with spiritual energy. But even if it blocks the first strike, it will be tormented to death by subsequent powerful attacks. It's truly unfair for second-year students to battle first-year students. Why doesn't the school understand? Contrary to everyone's worries, Ling Yuan's lips curled into a confident smile. It'll be fine. After all, that skill was chosen specifically for this kind of situation. Just as he expected, amidst the rising smoke, the beast tamer shouted, "Now! Giant rhino armor, activate unique trait, absorb pain." The spectators, seeing this strange sight, were completely baffled. What? What's happening? The spiritual energy around the rhino armor had changed, and its wounds were healing. Is that its skill? The teacher's eyes lit up, almost shouting, "Absorb pain?" It can convert part of the damage taken into life force. This is a rare, unique skill. Ling Yuan couldn't help but feel pleased. As expected of this kid. Even though it's his first actual battle and my first time seeing the rhino armor, he's able to control the situation. Foam Lixing remained unconvinced, scoffing, "Humph, even if it's an ultimate move, it's just a slightly tougher punching bag." The Power King beetle continued its frantic attacks, but no matter how many hits it landed, the giant rhino armor stood firm like an iron tower. The people around began to worry for it. Amazing, it's taken so many hits, yet its strength hasn't diminished at all. But the beast tamer's rhino armor was completely absorbing the damage. Even the teacher anxiously turned to Ling Yuan. "Didn't the rhino armor you chose have any counterattack skills? Why is the beast tamer only taking hits and not fighting back?" Guyu waved his hand and smiled, "Don't worry, teacher. Didn't you say that beast tamers are very compatible with defensive spirit beasts? This girl must have her own method, right?" Meanwhile, Foam Lixing grew increasingly impatient, roaring in order. "Power King Beetle, unleash a decisive blow. Fully unleash Old Hornfield." The Power King Beetle instantly transformed into a giant drill and charged forward. The Beastmaster had been waiting for this moment. She ordered Ironhide to seize the opportunity and prepare. "Rhino armor, aim for the horn." Seeing the ground being torn up, the onlookers were dumbfounded, unable to believe their eyes. "No way! Using the terrain directly, that's allowed?" Ling Yuan stood behind, clenching his fists, secretly praising, "Knowing your limits, well done." But Foam Lixing remained unfazed. He roared, "Just playing some petty tricks." The Power King Beetle, undeterred, smashed through the pile of earth and rocks in front of it. Beastmaster C was no weaker, skillfully maneuvering and continuing the offense. Rhino Iron Yao used Rockhorn. The two spirit beasts collided fiercely, causing a strong tremor. Everyone was in disbelief. The great Iron Yao actually blocked it. How can they be evenly matched? Previously, the Power King Beetle clearly had the upper hand. The teacher now understood the problem and seized the opportunity to explain. "Students, it's actually because the Power King Beetle's Old Hornfield skill disregards its own damage, using a self-destructive attack. It looks like it's attacking Rhino Iron Yao's defensive layer. But each attack causes a small amount of recoil damage to the Power King Beetle itself." She continued, "Furthermore, this Power King Beetle was likely specially cultivated according to this student's personal preferences. It only pursues maximum attack power and precise locked-on attacks. Therefore, it disregards the parrying ability of spirit beasts of the same level." Only then did the others realize, so that's how it is. Lin Yuan secretly gloated. This high-agility attack cultivation method is precisely for controlling suppressive force in duels and quickly ending battles. But if it can't defeat the opponent quickly, the Power King Beetle found it increasingly difficult to sustain itself, and its body began to tremble. The audience cheered excitedly, "Great! Everyone, look! The Power King Beetle actually slipped. It seems Lady Luck is on Situ's side." The teacher immediately retorted, "That wasn't luck. Although they are both spirit beasts, in a prolonged struggle, insect-type spirit beasts cannot compare to the rhinoceros Iron Yao in terms of physical balance. The contractor's mental state also affects the spirit beast's condition. These are all things we've learned in class, students." He was sweating profusely, gritting his teeth in frustration. Darn it, a first-year high school kid is actually this good. First, she contracted a bronze-tier spirit beast, and now she's even using a defensive spirit beast to block the attacks of an offensive spirit beast. Why is fate playing such tricks on me? He decided to go all out. Since it's come to this, I don't care anymore. This is a normal state in actual combat, don't blame me. As soon as he thought it, he acted. He roared, "Power King Insect, create some distance and attack the girl directly." The Power King Insect immediately leaped backward, curling its body into a ball, and charged madly towards Situ. The teacher urgently shouted, "That's a foul." Lin Yuan also panicked. "Oh no, quickly dodge, Situ." But the little girl remained confident, her eyes cold as she commanded, "Now. Continue using Rock Shard on the ground." The great Iron Yao immediately used its skill. A stone pillar suddenly emerged from the ground, piercing the abdomen of the charging Power King Insect. The giant beetle collapsed, unconscious. The referee teacher loudly announced, "The Power King Insect has been knocked to the edge of the arena." The winner has been decided. Phone Lixing was dumbfounded, his face filled with unwillingness. What? The teacher pointed to the owner's side and clearly declared, the winner is the first-year owner. She let out a sigh of relief, while the people around cheered enthusiastically, the owner is amazing. The teacher also excitedly patted Lin Yuan's shoulder in appreciation. So, using Rockhorn multiple times was to accumulate enough rocks in the arena, so that the final use of Rockhorn would have enough power to take down the Power King insect. She truly lives up to my high praise, she's incredibly clever. She turned to Lin Yuan, owner's brother. I didn't expect you to get something like this. Like a farmer trying to avoid heavy pats on the shoulder, he gave a wry smile, teacher, calm down. Your strength is a bit too much. Suddenly, the owner rushed over, burrowing into his arms and sweetly calling, brother. He froze, then gently patted her to soothe her. I saw it all. Little one, congratulations. The little girl pouted, lightly hitting his chest as she questioned, brother, where did this money come from? You didn't sell our family's shop, did you? If we don't have money, what about your illness? Have you ever considered your own health? He ruffled her head and comforted her, saying, how could that be? Brother's illness is already cured, and business is booming now. She looked bewildered, her eyes wide in disbelief, huh? Really? Suddenly, the teacher walked over and interrupted, I shouldn't interrupt. But time is short, and I need to explain something. Based on the owner's talent, the school hopes to recommend her directly for the Jing Baizi selection. He immediately nodded, the teacher had already told him about this. The teacher, worried he didn't understand its importance, explained in detail, the Jing Baizi selection is the most basic local preliminary competition. The ultimate goal is to qualify for the Huiyao Baizi selection, which is the true national top-tier examination. Although the owner is only in her first year of high school, her talent already qualifies her for the Jing Baizi selection. The Academy's educational resources will also be fully dedicated to her, she will definitely grow very quickly. He looked at his sister with loving eyes, then promised the teacher. Thank you, teacher, for taking care of the owner all this time. Please rest assured, I will fully support her spiritual creatures and resources from now on. The teacher nodded in satisfaction, it's my duty to nurture promising talents. Owner, you have no classes this afternoon, you can show your brother around the school. Lin Yuan turned to look at the dog beside the teacher and quietly asked, teacher, that royal spotted dog. The teacher smiled, it's fine, it's my own pet. Ding ding ding, a quarter past, the afternoon was warm and full of shopping fun. That evening, on the way home, Lin Yuan confirmed again. Didn't I tell you I can already sense spiritual energy? What else do you want me to show you? Don't you trust your brother? The owner was still unconvinced, muttering, I have to see it with my own eyes to be at ease. And that ironhide rhino must have been expensive, right? I had no choice but to take out my phone. Alright, see for yourself. Seeing the account balance, Situ's eyes widened in disbelief, so many zeros. You really earned all this money? I honestly confessed, ever since I recovered my spiritual energy, I've had a bit of the founder's family talent. I earn money by taking orders like this, so you can go to school and participate in the selection process with peace of mind. If you get a good ranking, you won't have to be a household assistant anymore. Your brother is also preparing for the founding family's examination. Situ was overjoyed, really? That's great. The two continued on their way, chatting happily. Lin Yuan enthusiastically suggested, come on, we should celebrate and get something good to eat. Can we have hot pot? I'll order whatever you want to eat. Time passed, and Lin Yuan returned, riding the black rhinoceros phoenix. He began to ponder, the kid's studies are on track, so I need to work even harder myself. After all, the competition won't be that simple. Afterward, I'll also need to buy all the master-level books for spirit beast researchers and spirit talent analysts. That's quite a lot. Having Smarty help out should work. Unner thought about today's competition, although the new skill's recoil mechanism gave the kid an opportunity, that girl's spirit energy reserves were also very stable. This is the foundation for victory. However, my current spirit energy reserves are not yet enough to be considered truly professional spirit energy. Moreover, if I want to upgrade Mobius, the exclusive characteristic of the spirit tower is too restrictive, it must start from level 1 ordinary. Suddenly, the black rhinoceros phoenix soared high and then descended rapidly. He jolted awake and loudly asked, why are you suddenly flying so fast? The person in front turned back and replied, let's talk, I'm already late getting you back. If I don't show you the black rhinoceros phoenix's top speed this time, won't I get a bad review? He was speechless, but I still have things to buy. The driver ignored him, it's all the same anyway. Order it online through SpiritNet, Ostrich Express, and it'll be delivered today. A moment later, the large bird landed, panting with its tongue hanging out. Lin Yuan asked confusedly, is your bird alright? The driver gave a thumbs up, don't worry, it's fine. This journey also ended smoothly, and your items have been delivered. Remember to give me a good review. He broke out in a cold sweat, saying with a wry smile, absolutely, absolutely. You've really gone through a lot of trouble. After tidying up, he looked back at the pile of goods in front of him and sighed, that was fast. Indeed, in this era, online shopping is king. I definitely need to set up an online store. Then I might not even need to go to the spirit beast market anymore, which would be much safer. He called out, Song Ming, meow meow, I'm back. As soon as it saw him, meow meow immediately rushed over and demanded, why are you only coming back now? Song Ming's eyes also reddened, and it said aggrievedly, we missed you terribly. But just as it was about to pounce into its owner's arms, it slammed on the brakes. Allowing Meow Meow to rub against Lin Yuan, it turned around, crossed its arms, and sulked. I don't care, I'm mad. Meow Meow awkwardly tried to console its friend, Song Ming, don't be mad. Didn't I take you flying for a long time today? Lin Yuan reached out to pat its head, alright, next time I'll definitely take you with me. But Song Ming still haughtily swatted his hand away, I have the right to be angry for 2 days. Even braised pork won't cheer me up. He secretly chuckled to himself, so childish. Good thing I was prepared. Snap. The sound of a box opening rang out. Lin Yuan chuckled mischievously, Song Ming, this is an apology gift I specially ordered for you. The aroma emanating from the can made Song Ming unable to resist. It cried out. Meow, how can anyone resist something so fragrant? I need to make it clear, I'm not angry, I'm just shortening the time I'm angry. He couldn't help but say, alright, I get it. If you like eating it, I'll buy it for you every day from now on. Enin, seeing this, also clamored, what about mine? Lin Yuan immediately brought out a potted plant. Ding 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 ding. This is Qingling, a special emotional gift prepared just for Enin. From now on, this pot will be your exclusive food. The little bird looked at him with a scrutinizing gaze, flowers. You clearly didn't let me eat them yesterday. Song Ming suddenly turned back and asked, hey, Lin Yuan, aren't you eating? He carried the box and turned to leave, saying over his shoulder, you guys eat first, I need to organize the goods. After a long while, Song Ming climbed onto his shoulder and sighed, so much. Lin Yuan was also panting, I really didn't expect there to be so much. Enin suddenly jumped onto a potted plant and shouted, Lin Yuan, there seems to be a different one here. He stared blankly, huh? Where is it? Let me see. Picking up the plant's info card, he was surprised, buy 100 pots of green bell and get a free lily of the same grade. There's a promotion like this? He recalled the bracelet's requirements, and his heart began to pound. Wait, lily. That's right, how could I forget? The spirit beasts suitable for me are healing type, support type, and plant type. His thoughts suddenly cleared, and Lin Yuan excitedly hugged the flower pot, cheering, this is it. A plant type healing spirit beast. Normal grade, already possessing a healing skill. He turned to instruct his 2 contracted beasts, Smarty, you and Enin stay downstairs for now and take good care of the sprouting green bells. Upstairs, he excitedly cracked his knuckles, alright, let me give it a try. Spirit energy was drawn from his body. He was a bit nervous because he hadn't rested in a long time, and his mental power wasn't at its best. But he cast aside his worries and stopped caring, once the bow was drawn, the arrow must be shot. The contract was completed, and the spirit ring formed. After finishing, he looked at the ring on his hand and smiled with satisfaction, excellent. Unlike before, there was no mental power loss. As long as he continuously transmits. After injecting spirit energy, he can then upgrade it according to the sequence. An hour later, the information panel appeared. Lily grade, rank, first tier, elite grade, quality. Elite, skill, heal, restores external injuries. Lin Yuan wiped the sweat from his forehead and sighed in relief, phew, the upgrade is complete. So, Mobius's information panel should have updated before his eyes. Galaxy System, Mobius, Spirit Beast Name, Mobius, Type, Unknown, Rank, First Tier, Elite Grade, Element. Space, Mystery, Quality, Elite, Skills, 1. True Data, digitizes all complex information, unresolvable by the naked eye. Digitalized information can contain true content invisible on the surface. 2. Calm Mind, passive. The calming effect can be enhanced based on the spirit beast's rank. Calm Mind stabilizes the mind and has a certain probability of alleviating negative states. Exclusive trait, Spirit Energy Release. Mobius's space can cultivate spirit beasts. The initial rank of creatures cultivated within Mobius's space cannot exceed Mobius's rank. Mobius itself cannot upgrade, its rank will increase as the spirit beasts cultivated within its space upgrade. It can also acquire the spirit beast's initial skills. Spirit beasts can be nurtured within it. However, Mobius itself will not gain additional skills upon leveling up. Instead, each time Mobius advances a major rank, it can nurture one more spirit beast. After reading, Lin Yuan was overjoyed, its rank had indeed increased. His consciousness was immediately drawn into the space. Looking at the scene beneath his feet, he exclaimed, "Is this Mobius's spiritual energy projection space? It seems twice as large as last time." Suddenly, an ethereal voice echoed behind him, "Can Lin Yuan hear me?" He smiled slightly, slowly turned his head, and replied, "I hear you, very clearly. You've waited a long time." Lin Yuan's lips curled up slightly, a relaxed smile on his face. "So, you can speak now." Mobius's voice resonated in his mind, steady and clear. "Reaching elite class is enough." Lin Yuan looked around and then tentatively asked, "So, is this space your special ability?" The bracelet vibrated slightly, conveying an affirmative thought. "Yes, this is indeed my spiritual energy projection space. As the one who signed a contract with me, you can modify it as you wish." Hearing that he could store and nurture spirit beasts, Lin Yuan curiously pointed at the calm lake before him. "Does this lake water have any special use?" "I don't sense any spiritual energy," Mobius calmly explained, shattering his expectations. "There's no spiritual energy at all, it's just ordinary water." Lin Yuan scratched his head after hearing this, a hint of disappointment flashing across his face. "What about here?" Before he could finish, Mobius quickly answered, "Water brings wealth." Lin Yuan cast an envious glance at Mobius's bracelet. "You really have personality." He casually picked up an energy stone and tossed it into the rippling water. Seeing the energy stone gradually release a faint wisp of spiritual energy into the water, Lin Yuan nodded, a satisfied expression on his face. Indeed, even low-quality energy stones, originally only fit for propping up flower pots, can effectively release spiritual energy. Mobius continued to explain in detail. In the external environment, spiritual energy inevitably dissipates, making it impossible to achieve 100% utilization. However, within this spiritual energy diffusion space, leakage can be prevented. If higher quality energy stones are placed inside, over time, the spiritual energy will become extremely dense. Lin Yuan's eyes lit up, and his tone became excited. "So, if I enhance spirit creatures here in the future, wouldn't the efficiency be several times faster?" Sensing its master's joy, it seemed to be smiling too. "Yes, as your level increases, the usable time will also become longer." Suddenly, his expression turned serious, and he asked thoughtfully, "But all of this requires a large amount of Federation coins to support. Even the lowest quality energy stones aren't cheap, let alone high quality ones." "Earning money is urgent." Noticing the other party's unusual silence, he called out worriedly, "Xiao, what's wrong?" As Mobius gradually reverted to its old bracelet form, it also tried to send a message to comfort Lin Yuan. "It's fine. Currently, I can only maintain this clear communication state for half an hour each day. Just let it be when the time is up. Lin Yuan, I was the first spirit beast to form a contract with you." Its voice gradually faded, carrying a hint of reluctance. "I deeply apologize for sensing your spiritual energy and mental power 10 years ago." Lin Yuan looked down at it, his eyes filled with tenderness and understanding. "It's okay. These 10 years have made me understand many things." He clenched his hands, pondering silently. "And now I have hope to get back on my feet. There's still a long way to go." Lin Yuan stretched and twisted his wrists, a determined glint in his eyes, as if this challenge to fate had just begun. However, for Lin Yuan at this moment, the overwhelming drowsiness was a more irresistible challenge, making it impossible for him to concentrate on work, no matter how hard he tried. After injecting the last bit of spiritual energy into the tree, Lin Yuan let out a heavy sigh. It was late. Clever and Shadow were already fast asleep, with Clever mumbling in its sleep, "Collect spiritual materials." Lin Yuan smiled, gently tucking in the two little spirit beasts. He walked briskly into another room, turned on the light, and began to inject spiritual energy into the waiting devouring net beasts. After finishing his work, Lin Yuan let out a relaxed sigh, wiping the sweat from his forehead. "That's great, I don't have to force myself to cultivate and upgrade for a while. These two devouring net beasts are saved." 7 days later, young Mingqi, with his spirit beast, nervously arrived at Lin Yuan's home. Standing outside the door, he clasped his hands and murmured a prayer. "Heaven bless me, young Mingqi, I'm incredibly fortunate. I hope I can persevere through this top-tier mission." Yang Mingqi hesitated in front of Lin Yuan's house, thinking to himself. Thinking about it carefully, producing 100 high-grade bronze bells in such a short time is truly an impossible task. How could I be so lucky to find a spirit beast shop where the owner is so kind? What if? The empty space inside the shop surprised him, even making him feel a bit disappointed. Hearing movement from a room, Lin Yuan poked his head out and greeted him happily. "Brother Yang, I knew you'd come." Yang Mingqi forced a smile, trying to hide his anxiety. After all, this kid agreed immediately, "But it's actually too difficult. I have an urgent need for them here." Lin Yuan playfully patted his shoulder and winked. I know, just see for yourself. Yang Mingqi secretly breathed a sigh of relief, praying to heaven that even if he only completed 30 pots, diligently cultivating spirit items would give him some hope. However, when he saw the room filled with potted plants and fences radiating spiritual energy, Yang Mingqi was stunned. Lin Yuan squinted and smiled as he introduced them. Brother Yang, they're all here. He pointed at the pile of goods, his tone gentle. At first, you said you needed 76 pots. You can pick out 76 from these 100 pots. Yang Mingqi's eyes lit up almost like car headlights. So that's how it is, you've practically saved half my life. Lin Yuan, dizzy from being excitedly grabbed and shaken by the hand, quickly said. It's not that exaggerated, not that exaggerated. He forced a smile, trying to pull his hand away. Brother Yang, you flatter me. Why be so dramatic? Yang Mingqi was still excited, patting his chest and proposing. Little brother, name your price. I absolutely won't haggle. Lin Yuan honestly replied immediately. Then pay the original price. Yang Mingqi was so moved he almost cried. Old Yang, I've truly met a benefactor. If you're willing, we must become sworn brothers now. But then I thought, how could someone from a noble founder family possibly look favorably upon us? You're too kind, too kind. Lin Yuan saw him turn his face away and remain silent, so he tilted his head in confusion and called out. Brother Yang. He was startled, quickly grabbed Lin Yuan's shoulder, and said decisively. All right, I'll buy them all at the original price. He also quickly nodded in agreement. Okay. Lin Yuan couldn't help but wonder, why was Brother Yang being so exaggerated today? As he loaded the potted trees into the car, Yang Mingkai turned back to instruct. Little brother, I'm going to revitalize my training base. You must come visit when it's ready. He winked meaningfully. If there's anything good, I'll prioritize saving it for you. Lin Yuan nodded vigorously and waved goodbye. Definitely. Take care. Lin Yuan stood rooted to the spot, watching Yang Mingkai's retreating figure, a slight smile playing on his lips. Brother Yang is so happy, huh? It seems being a founder is really a good profession. He turned and walked into the shop, looking around the empty space. It feels like the shop hasn't been this empty in a long time. I need to get some more stock. Suddenly remembering something important, Lin Yuan called out loudly. Ming, how's your research coming along on registering for the spirit net, which I asked you to do a few days ago? Ming cried out in a panic from inside the house. Lin Yuan, it's not good. Hearing the cry for help, he rushed in from outside, looking worried. What's wrong? A system panel immediately appeared above Ming's head. Spirit beast name, 100 Cloud Beast. Species, feline, cyprinus. Level, first tier, heroic spirit rank. Attribute, mental. Quality, elite. Skill, precise memory. Can remember everything, even every minute detail. Knowledge analysis, capable of diversified knowledge processing. Starting analysis of knowledge and memory. The little cat cried pitifully in the blood temple, looking at its own body. I've gotten fat, I can't eat biscuits anymore. Lin Yuan was stunned for a moment, then burst out laughing. Your fur just got fluffier, didn't it? He walked over, picked up Song Ming, and gently stroked it. Song Ming, you've leveled up. You're already at the heroic spirit rank. It stopped crying, and its big, round eyes asked in surprise, really? Lin Yuan stuck out his tongue to tease it. Don't you feel like you've become smarter? Song Ming immediately rolled around on the ground, and replied with its characteristic tsundere tone. Of course. But I think it's because I'm exceptionally gifted. It raised a paw and gestured. If before I could remember things equivalent to 1 biscuit, now I can remember things equivalent to 5 such biscuits. Lin Yuan twitched the corner of his mouth, thinking, it seems its favorite food has changed from braised pork to energy biscuits. Then he patted its head and said, That's great. I'll need your help with many things in the future. Song Ming puffed out its chest, looking confident. Just leave it to me. Lin Yuan looked around the empty room and asked, By the way, where's Yin? As soon as he finished speaking, Yin's sharp cry came. Oh no! Lin Yuan looked at Song Ming, an helpless expression on his face. What's going on? Yin flew wildly in the air, its voice unusually loud. I seem to have shrunk, am I sick? Song Ming glanced at Lin Yuan, as if seeking an ally, then comforted its friend. No, you've just leveled up. Right, Lin Yuan? He pretended to observe for a moment. Let me see. Lin Yuan stared blankly at the data the system displayed for this little bird. Spirit beast name, sound bird. Species, passeriforms, fragility. Level, 2, elite. Element, sound, air. Quality, elite. Skills. Sound spike, launches sound-formed spikes to attack targets. Turbulence, flaps wings to rapidly and continuously release irregular air currents. He patiently explained to it. It seems both of your skills are for combat. Why do neither of them have anything to do with singing? Clearly, its singing now sounds like a sound. It was born with them, and it even gained an additional air element skill. Song Ming quickly took out a wooden board and excitedly talked about the new skills. We secretly checked before. Lingsa picked up the wooden board, staring closely at the deep indentation. This mark was made by Yin. Yin nodded repeatedly in confirmation. That's right, when you weren't home. We were playing by ourselves, and Song Ming came up with an idea, insisting we try again to see if the power would increase. Lingsa nodded in agreement. Alright, now let's begin Yin's 21st Yin art experiment. Seeing the distance was too close, Lingsa warned worriedly. Song Ming, you're standing too close to the target, it's dangerous. The little cat smiled brightly, completely unafraid. It's fine, Yin is very accurate. Shoot. Song Ming hadn't even finished giving the command when Yin, quick as lightning, shot 3 times, all hitting the wooden target. The little cat cried out in surprise. That was really too dangerous. Lingsa patted Song Ming's head and chuckled. Very good, let's continue to see the effect of turbulence. Yin concentrated its spiritual energy, flapped its wings to form a whirlwind, instantly shattering the wooden board. Turbulence. Lingsa's eyes widened, shocked by the formidable destructive power. This level of power is beyond what a normal upgrade could achieve. Yin is a purely combat-oriented spiritual pet. Just then, the delivery person stood outside the gate and shouted. Boss, your order has been left at the door. Please sign for it. Lingsa quickly responded. Okay. Song Ming stood nearby, still reluctantly whispering. Lingsa, let's test Yin's skills again. Maybe it can even shoot through a book. He immediately rejected the proposal. No, haven't we seen it many times already? Yin is already very tired. It pouted, its tone a little jealous. But their skills aren't as interesting as Yin's. Lingsa sighed, gently persuading. Let Yin rest for a bit. You are a special type of 100 questions beast. Besides, there will be a place where we need you later. Song Ming's clever eyes lit up like light bulbs. Really? What is it? Tell me, he said, opening the spirit beast room door. First, feed these 2 web-spraying beasts. The massive, bristly web-spraying beasts made it break out in a cold sweat, and it quickly retreated behind him. Don't bite me. Lin Yuan couldn't help but laugh at its timid appearance. It seems that fear of spiders is an instinct for many spirit beasts. Alright, I'll hang you up first. We'll record the information of the spirit beasts in the shop later. From now on, all matters related to data will be your responsibility. He began to provide energy to the silk-spitting beasts with his spiritual energy. They absorbed every bit diligently, and their bodies began to change. Song Ming immediately noticed the anomaly and pointed at them, saying, Lin Yuan, they're emitting different lights. He nodded, his gaze highly focused. They are about to advance. These silk-spitting beasts raised their heads and spun silk, wrapping themselves in dense webs to form a giant cocoon. Song Ming's eyes widened in surprise at the sight. Both are advancing at the same time. When did you become so powerful? Lin Yuan replied calmly, still continuously supplying spiritual energy. Just like the previous iron rhinoceros. They were already in a state awaiting evolution. Unfortunately, they were suddenly severely injured. After replenishing enough vitality, advancement will naturally come. 2 hours later, the 2 silk-spitting beasts broke out of their cocoons one after another. One evolved towards an ancestral return, with the unique characteristic of poisonous scales, making its body, including its silk, extremely toxic. The other evolved in the direction of spiritual mutation, with the unique characteristic of sticky spider silk. The enhanced stickiness of the spider silk made its control even more powerful. Song Ming exclaimed. Another completely different evolutionary direction. Lin Yuan smiled contentedly as he looked at the results. I didn't expect old Yong to have laid such a good foundation. Song Ming tilted its head, asking what to do next. Then let's sell them. I've already registered a shop on the Spirit Net. Lin Yuan walked up the stairs, gesturing. How about it? Let's go take a look. Seeing please enter shop name displayed on the screen, he immediately frowned. Why do I still need to enter a name? He shrugged, explaining like a true expert. This was specifically left for you, so you could feel involved. Lin Yuan walked to the keyboard and quickly typed a line of text. Shop name, Spirit Beast Trading, no loss guaranteed. Username, Deep Mountain Old Forest. Song Ming looked at the shop name displayed on the screen and couldn't help but sigh helplessly. I spent so much effort registering this shop. Why did you choose such a tacky name? Lin Yuan calmly explained his reasoning. No loss when you buy, no tricks involved. Simple, easy to understand, and catchy. I think it's pretty good. It sighed deeply, having spent most of the day fumbling with the settings. Is the Spirit Net receiver installed? We still need to try the Spirit Net card later. The clever little fox was fluffing its fur. Don't rush, almost there. Then just scan this. As soon as the card was scanned, a blurred confirmation space appeared around Lin Yuan. The little fox cheered excitedly. This scanning effect is so cool. The potted plants and Spirit Net sprayer in the room were also scanned into the data one by one. The little fox asked, puzzled. Do we need to scan the Spirit Net sprayer too? Lin Yuan coughed meaningfully, pointing to the two empty cocoons. These two guys are the top priority. Also, looking at this situation, where are they going to run off to? It cried out loudly, covering its eyes. And it ambushed me. The surrounding space suddenly changed, its unpredictability astonishing the little fox. What is this place? Ling Yuan smiled, opening his arms to introduce. This is the storefront of the Spirit Net shop. Otherwise, did you think such complicated registration procedures were just for an ordinary online store? The little fox kept exclaiming, running around everywhere. It's so big, at least twice the size of my home. He nodded in confirmation. Of course, although the Spirit Net is a world entirely composed of data. These data are all real things, just presented in the form of virtual projections. The little fox looked around the moisture-proof and mildew-proof room, asking in confusion. Then why weren't any of the decorations from home transported here? Ling Yuan scratched his face, smiling awkwardly. Well, that's because you have to pay extra for decorations on the Spirit Net. The little fox sighed deeply after hearing this. Ah, real-world reasons. He looked at the system panel, nodding in understanding. So that's it, I see. Now the menu can go online. How about we go explore the Spirit Net community? Saying that, he pressed the teleport button. The surrounding scenery rapidly changed. Seeing the little fox start to run off, Ling Yuan shouted loudly. Little fox, don't run around. The little fox's attention was completely drawn to a plump cow grazing by the roadside. In its eyes, that was at least 80 meals of braised pork. Seeing the sign for a nearby home goods store, he waved to stop the other. Ling Yuan, look over here. Ling Yuan stroked his chin, nodding thoughtfully. A home goods store works too. Let's see if we can buy some household items for the shop. The two had just entered the store when a nimble service robot glided over to greet them. Hello, what home furnishings do you need? Tong Ming's eyes widened as he exclaimed excitedly. This big hunk of metal can talk. He patiently explained to his rustic companion. This is an AI robot. I'd like to buy 2 flower stands and a 1.5-meter tall clothes drying rack. The robot replied in a flat tone. Alright, please follow me. It led them to an area displaying several simple shelves. Upon seeing the price tag, Ling Yuan was so shocked his mouth hung open. We don't need to buy this for now. Even if I had the money in reality, I wouldn't spend it like this. Chong Ming, who was beside him, wasn't much better, muttering as he calculated. If I put in just 2/10 of my effort, it wouldn't be impossible. Left with no choice, Ling Yuan asked for the cheapest item. Do you have any chairs with backrests? The cheapest one will do. The robot immediately led them in another direction. Yes. Please come this way. He thought to himself, at least I should buy a chair with a backrest. It would be convenient for guests to sit and rest. However, even this simple little chair had an astonishing price tag of 15,000 Federation coins. Chong Ming angrily offered the robot a counteroffer. A maximum of 1,000 Federation coins. Otherwise, we're not buying it. The robot replied coldly. Apologies, this action is beyond my authorized scope. Chong Ming climbed onto Ling Yuan's shoulder and sat down, sighing helplessly. Bargaining actually didn't work. He could only give up on this outrageous price in the end. Never mind, it's a robot, it's not worth arguing with. Let's go check out the bookstore. Chong Ming tilted his head, puzzled. What are we going to the bookstore for? Ling Yuan replied firmly. Didn't I say I plan to take the founder's exam? Of course, we're going to buy textbooks. Looking around the library filled with books, Ling Yuan felt dazzled. So many. I'll leave it to you, Smarty. Smarty began to use its extraordinary wisdom to list the necessary books, such as What are Spiritual Materials and How to Analyze Spiritual Materials. Identification of Rare Spiritual Materials, Basic Spiritual Material Compendium, Intermediate Spiritual Material Compendium, Secrets to Observing Spiritual Objects, Building a Junior Scholar's Knowledge System. The bookstore robot quickly confirmed the order information. According to your request, a total of 327 books, plus a complimentary catalog. Would you like them packaged? Ling Yuan handed his payment card to it. Please package them as knowledge chips and send them to this address. The robot respectfully bowed its head and replied. Understood. Please sign the confidentiality agreement and promise not to transfer their use to anyone other than relatives. Otherwise, the Founders Association will pursue legal action and disclose your information. Lin Yuan nodded and began to check his system panel. Lin Yuan flashed a brilliant smile and clapped his hands in satisfaction. The task is done, time to go back. AI robots are truly useful, we should consider buying one for the shop. In the blink of an eye, the two were teleported back to reality. However, an uninvited guest suddenly appeared in the room. As soon as the young girl saw them appear out of thin air, she immediately asked, "A shop with teleportation? Is this uncle the owner of this shop?" Before Lin Yuan could answer, she continued to complain in a spoiled tone. "Honestly, uncle's shop doesn't even have an AI robot. I've been waiting here foolishly, not knowing when uncle would return." Lin Yuan smiled to ease the tension, trying to maintain the most polite demeanor. "My apologies, the small shop just opened today, and we haven't had time to prepare an AI robot yet." He secretly thought to himself, this little girl looks like she's still a student. But why is her attitude a bit arrogant? The girl seemed to dislike beating around the bush and went straight to the point. "So, uncle, how much are these 2 spiders?" Lin Yuan was stunned, pointing to his nose with an incredulous expression. "An uncle?" The girl seemed completely oblivious to his embarrassment, maintaining her arrogant demeanor. "Uncle, tell me about these 2 spiders, and give me the price for both. But don't offer too high a price. After all, this shop is called Buy Without Loss." Jining, standing nearby, couldn't help but burst into laughter when she heard her address her master as uncle. Lin Yuan tried hard to suppress his hurt feelings, forcing a smile, and enthusiastically introduced the merchandise. This smaller, long-legged silk-spitting spider has awakened its unique characteristic, sticky silk. After listening, her eyes widened in surprise. "What? So it's not poisonous?" Lin Yuan patiently continued to explain. "If you want one with poison, this larger, glow-in-the-dark silk-spitting spider has the unique characteristic of venom fragments." While gesturing animatedly during his introduction, he accidentally bumped the girl, causing her to fall to the ground. The sudden accident caused her beehive hat to fall off, revealing a shiny bald head. She rubbed her head, complaining, "Uncle, why is your floor so hard?" Lin Yuan stared intently at her bald head, his expression completely frozen. "No hair, and so shiny, it looks just like a soy sauce egg." He quickly warned himself internally, "No, I can't make fun of it. I'm a professionally trained shop owner, I must have professional ethics. Endure, endure." However, just as he was doing his best to suppress his urge to comment, the intelligent companion beside him carelessly spoke both their thoughts aloud. "Soy sauce egg." Only then did the girl realize in a panic that her hat had fallen off. She quickly hugged her head, and her horse also neighed shyly. Seeing this, Lin Yuan quickly lowered his head, his face full of sincere apology. "I'm sorry, my beast made a mistake." Clever, apologize quickly. Clever also knew it had said the wrong thing and quickly bowed in apology. "I'm sorry, I didn't think clearly when I spoke just now." The girl cleared her throat and coughed a few times to ease the awkward atmosphere. And then explained. "First, I need to clarify that this is a side effect from being bitten by a ghost shadow-devouring spider. It will grow back in a few months, I wasn't born this way. And it's certainly not some soy sauce egg or anything like that." Hearing the name, Lin Yuan couldn't help but frown in thought. Ghost shadow-devouring spider. I seem to have heard of it somewhere, but I can't recall it right now. Cleverly, she added in a low whisper. "It's just a striking resemblance." Lin Yuan stopped dwelling on these trivial matters and pulled her back to the business at hand. "So, do you really like spider-type spirit beasts?" As soon as he finished speaking, she immediately retorted fiercely, trembling with anger. "Sir," she denied loudly, gritting her teeth. "No, I don't like spider-type spirit beasts at all. Who would like those large, hairy insects?" Lin Yuan asked, surprised. "Then why are you still looking for spider-type spirit beasts? And even dealing with dangerous things like the ghost shadow spider?" Her voice dropped, and she answered dejectedly. "Because my affinity direction is spider-type spirit beasts." Lin Yuan then understood. So that's it. There really are situations with such conflicting affinities in this world. The person who hates spiders the most is precisely the one who can only form a contract with a spider. However, from another perspective, spider-type spirit beasts are an extremely diverse system. This young girl's development path has thus become broad, not to mention she was able to be safely treated after encountering the ghost shadow spider. This shows her extraordinary strength. This is practically a money tree made of real gold and silver. He thought to himself, if he were in her situation, he would definitely advise her to find a place to hide. He really would. Disappointed that she hadn't found anything suitable, she turned to leave. "No, there's nothing I need here at all." Lin Yuan hurriedly caught up to retain this potential customer. "Wait, neither of these two will do? If it's for combat, control, and poison, these types are very popular right now, and they all have unique characteristics." She shook her head, clicking her tongue in disdain. No, the unique characteristics of these two web-spitting spiders are too weak. I want to form a contract with a spirit beast spider that possesses powerful control abilities. Lin Yuan frowned, feeling helpless at her excessive demand. Are these two considered weak? She pointed at him, her face displeased, and her attitude firm. It has nothing to do with whether these two are strong or weak. I just want to find a web-spinning beast with the unique characteristic of transparent silk. Even if I go the custom route, buying a few epic elite quality ones would be fine. Lin Yuan tried to suppress his surprise, thinking to himself, this little girl is really both rich and unique. Transparent spider silk is an extremely rare and unique characteristic, even for custom orders. If you're unlucky, you might not find even one after hunting a dozen. But wait, if it were me, with Mobius's ability, I might actually be able to do it. Finally, Lin Yuan spoke, his tone full of confidence. If you want to customize epic quality vengeful webs, I have a way. How many do you want? She blinked, a look of suspicion and displeasure on her face. Uncle, do you think I'm naive and easy to fool? Or do you think I'll believe you just because you're a little handsome? Lin Yuan gritted his teeth, cursing inwardly, who wants to fool her? This girl is really... Wait, was she just complimenting my looks? I'm definitely taking this order, and it's absolutely not because this girl is sweet-tongued. But because I don't want to see a sick girl still facing so many difficulties. I'm truly too kind. Thinking this, he pretended to turn and leave. Suit yourself then. Maybe you'll find the vengeful web you want by just browsing the store. She was stunned on the spot, not expecting Lin Yuan's attitude to be so firm and indifferent. Seeing this, Song Ming stuck out its tongue and urged. Let's go. Seeing that the shop owner was uninterested, she hurriedly ran over and tugged at Lin Yuan's clothes. Wait, turn around, she asked with a frown. No way, don't you believe me? She hesitated, her tone softening a bit. You really have a way? Lin Yuan stubbornly shrugged, continuing to apply psychological pressure. If you don't believe me, there's nothing I can do. Her attitude softened, even carrying a hint of pleading. How about this, let's add each other as friends on the Spirit Net first. If you can customize the vengeful web, let me know, and I'll buy it. Lin Yuan secretly chuckled. Retreating to advance really works. I'm very experienced with this type of customer. However, he still maintained a calm and indifferent facade. No need. If you want to buy something, just come directly. She blinked flirtatiously, launching a charm offensive. Don't be like that, uncle, please don't be angry anymore. I just saw that this shop didn't even have decorations, so I was afraid of being scammed. Let's add each other as friends. If you can customize it, I promise I won't haggle over the price. In the end, Lin Yuan couldn't stand her persistent nagging and had to compromise. Alright, stop blinking. Let's add each other as friends first. The two took out their Spirit Net cards and scanned each other's cards to exchange information. After seeing his name, she couldn't help but giggle. Deep Mountain Old Forest, what a funny name. Looking at the girl's name, Yun Zhongxi, Lin Yuan playfully pronounced a homophone. Silly turtle, isn't it a fish living in the cloud stream? Mistaking it for a derogatory slang term, she immediately retorted angrily. What? You actually said I was talking nonsense. He immediately denied it with an innocent expression. No, I meant cloud stream flowing water. She firmly refuted, her face flushed red. No, I heard you. You were definitely saying I was talking nonsense. Lin Yuan immediately changed the subject, adopting the posture of an offended craftsman. Hey, my shop is going to customize a web-spraying beast for you. She was not to be outdone, retorting loudly. Oh, please. I'm an important customer, and I'll pay you. A moment later, Lin Yuan's phone chimed with a notification. You have received 10 Radiance coins. She put her hands on her hips and raised her chin, saying, the money's paid. I'll be waiting for your good news. Yen Gu watched the girl's retreating figure, fuming. This little girl is really rich and domineering. 2 Radiance coins to customize one web-spraying beast, and she paid the full deposit for 5 without batting an eye. Song Ming suddenly jumped onto Lin Yuan's head, its eyes shining as it said, so much money. Will we never be short of money again? Enin has always wanted a record and new speakers. Lin Yuan clicked his tongue, shaking his head and stating matter-of-factly. That's a bit difficult, because this is a full deposit paid by the customer. Her custom order must be completed before the funds can be transferred to the account. Until then, they will be held by the Star Web government. However, Brother Yang gave us the remaining money this morning, so our funds are still quite ample. He began calculating the cost of the web-spraying beasts. I checked the store's balance, it had dropped from 3.4 Radiance coins to 2.4. Lin Yuan was suddenly shocked after realizing the cost. The cost for 5 elite-grade web-spraying beasts was 1 Radiance coin. Chong Ming, who was beside him, was also dumbfounded. How did it suddenly drop by a third? He sighed helplessly. The 3.3 radiance coins Brother Yang gave us hadn't even settled yet. If we follow the normal cultivation path, who knows how much money we'd have to spend on spirit materials. No wonder that soy sauce girl was so generous, throwing out 10 radiance coins. Chong Ming said weakly from the side. Spending money like this, can a small store on the Star Web really make a profit? Lin Yuan thought for a moment before comforting him. Now that there's an AI robot in the store, we don't have to worry so much, but we really do need to be more frugal. To expand the store, who knows how much more money we'll need. Chong Ming's spirits lifted slightly after hearing this. Really? Before, when we went out, no customers came, and that old robot looked so silly. Lin Yuan retorted, feeling a bit embarrassed and annoyed. Hey, look on the bright side. As long as we complete this soy sauce girl's order, we'll have a huge sum of money in the future, at least. Chong Ming sighed heavily as he climbed the stairs. Then I'm going to play with Yinin. Lin Yuan stood below, waving continuously, a confident expression on his face. Don't worry, I'll earn the money back soon. Alright, go on. Once Lin Yuan was alone, he softly called out in his mind. Little one, are you still there? Regarding the spirit beast's spirit dispersal for your next stage. Mobius slowly appeared in the spatial dimension it created. Its voice echoing in his mind. Lin Yuan, this won't do. You must be more frugal with your money. With limited funds now, strict control is essential. Lin Yuan smirked, his eyes firm. Money is certainly important, but improving your own strength is the only way to earn more, faster, right, little one? Regarding your spirit beast's advancement to the next stage, I've been thinking about it for several days, but ultimately, I still need to ask for your opinion. Mobius nodded in agreement, then said. Lin Yuan's tone unconsciously deepened, and he solemnly uttered 4 words. Spirit-absorbing goldfish. A moment later, Lin Yuan was strolling along the virtual streets of the Void Net and recalled their previous conversation. He didn't expect the little one to be quite agreeable. Mobius had already given him some warnings before. Spirit-absorbing goldfish. Of course, as long as your awakening goes smoothly, I have no objections. But you should also know that due to the spirit-absorbing goldfish's characteristics, advancing requires 10 times more spirit energy than other spirit beasts of the same level. Lin Yuan recalled his calm reply at the time, no problem. Although I can't be completely certain, I can feel that when my spiritual power weakens, you will forcefully suppress your spiritual power to protect me. Therefore, it's my duty to find a way to help you recover quickly. Seeing the other party's determined gaze, Mobius felt a little relieved at the time. Then it's up to you. Back in reality, he quickly opened his system interface. First, let's try the Void Net's search function. As soon as he clicked search, the surrounding scenery immediately changed dazzlingly. It was no longer an ordinary street, everything was enveloped in a hazy, brilliant glow, and flocks of spirit fish soared freely in the air. Lin Yuan couldn't help but marvel at the sight. Amazing! With a simple search, shops selling spirit-absorbing goldfish appeared like a row of streets. But most are just ordinary level, it would be good if there were elite level ones. After speaking, he looked down at the system interface again, intending to narrow the search range and directly select the highest level storefront. Would that work? Following the instructions, he was immediately led to a magnificent shop. So grand, the shop's facade is truly spacious. Lin Yuan walked in without hesitation. Inside, different goods were displayed on each display pillar. He scanned the space, estimating it to be about 800 square meters. It felt like the shop owner had deliberately compressed the area a bit for a more efficient layout. Various goods were arranged compactly, with special introduction interfaces. This design is very much worth studying. Suddenly, a soft, pleasant voice sounded beside him. Excuse me, what do you need? Is there anything you'd like to buy? I can show you around. All the staff are off today, so please bear with us if anything is not up to par. The girl who had just spoken was beautiful, dressed neatly and appropriately, and was looking at him with a smile. This was the shop owner, Sister Jiayin. So it's not an AI robot after all, that's great. He scratched his head, a little awkwardly, and whispered. I'd like to buy a spirit-absorbing goldfish. Jiayin quickly made a welcoming gesture and spoke enthusiastically. I understand. Please come this way. As she walked, she carefully introduced each type to him. These small fish in the pond are all common grade. Regardless of the breed, they only cost 0.5 Xian coins. That red goldfish, twice the size of the other spirit-absorbing goldfish, is elite grade and costs 5 Xian coins. Lin Yuan stood not far away, sighing inwardly. As expected of spirit-absorbing goldfish, which can quickly restore spiritual energy, just being near them made the surrounding spiritual energy feel much richer. However, they were indeed quite expensive. Common-grade spirit-absorbing goldfish were even more expensive than elite-grade web-spraying beasts. It seemed impossible to buy an elite-grade one with his current financial resources. Seeing his hesitation, Zhu Jiayin sincerely added. The breeds of these spirit-absorbing goldfish aren't considered top-tier either. If the breed were better, they could sell for at least 7 Xian coins. However, the price for common grade is the same regardless of breed. After all, these things are difficult to evolve, and no founder is willing to take on such an order. Lin Yuan felt a little embarrassed and slowly replied. Thank you for the advice, proprietress. Zhu Jiayin maintained her kind smile and waved her hand amicably. No need to be so polite, just call me Sister Yin. Ultimately, which spirit-absorbing goldfish you choose depends on your own discernment. Lin Yuan walked closer to the fish tank and softly replied, I understand. He carefully observed each goldfish, secretly evaluating each one's potential for breakthrough. Considering their cultivation potential, the dragon eye breed should be chosen. Once they awaken their dragon bloodline through atavism, they can transform like carp leaping over the dragon gate. But would he be as lucky this time as when he advanced the iron-horned rhinoceros? What else is there to worry about, he muttered to himself. Regardless, he had to try and see if the spiritual energy space could truly accelerate the upgrade of the spirit-absorbing goldfish. If successful, his shop would have a signature product. After some thought, he immediately pointed to a slightly unsightly black goldfish and said decisively, I've decided on this one. Even that goldfish seemed surprised, staring at him with wide eyes. Unable to believe that someone would actually choose it. Zhu Jiayin quickly completed the transaction, then smiled and continued to ask, Do you need to buy anything else? He looked around, suddenly remembering something else. It seemed the spiritual energy capacity limit of this spiritual pond space still needed to be tested. If that was the case, he turned to the proprietress and said, Then I'll buy some energy ore as well. Zhu Jiayin happily asked in return, How many caddies do you want to buy? If you buy a lot, there's a discount, 500 federal coins per caddy. Lin Yuan didn't hesitate to state a huge number that left her dumbfounded. Then I'll take 2,000 caddies for now. Upon hearing such a large number, proprietress Zhu Jiayin was instantly startled. Her hand holding the spoon trembled, and the spoon clattered to the ground. 2,000 caddies. Then, Lin Yuan quickly took out a card and suggested with a smile. We can just swipe the card for payment, right? Zhu Jiayin immediately recovered from her initial shock and resumed her professional and enthusiastic demeanor. Alright, the goods will be delivered to your registered address by Ostrich Logistics later. She secretly calculated that such a large quantity meant he was a big customer, buying both dragon eyes and energy ore. Thinking this, she quickly turned to another product and enthusiastically recommended it. Oh, and if you're considering raising spirit-devouring goldfish, the butterfly shells recommended by our store, though a bit pricey, are incredibly effective at promoting spirit beast upgrades. Lin Yuan could only politely decline after hearing that. Alright, thank you, Sister Zhu. Sister Zhu, you're so thoughtful. In reality, he was crying internally, his wallet was completely empty. Just now, 9 spirit crystals were spent in an instant, taking with them the last bit of his spirit crystals. Now, these should be enough for the spirit-devouring goldfish for a few months, right? Seeing this as a big business opportunity, Zhu Jiasin immediately offered an enticing suggestion. Let's add each other as online friends. Next time you need anything, just tell me directly. As long as you can afford the price, I think I can get you pretty much anything. Lin Yuan's heart bloomed with joy upon hearing this. Oh, that's an honor, that's great. Some rare spirit materials are always in short supply, so being able to pre-order them would be much more convenient. Thinking this, he quickly spoke up to probe further. Sister Zhu, in a while, I'd like to. Before he could finish, the other party already understood his meaning. Do you still need energy ores, butterfly shells, and a few spirit-devouring goldfish? Lin Yuan waved his hand in front of him, correcting his request. Yes, but for the energy ores, low-grade ones will suffice. Although a bit surprised, Zhu Jiasin readily agreed. Low-grade ones are enough? She mused to herself, the higher the grade of energy ore, the purer the spiritual energy it contains. Low-grade ores can only be used to nurture ordinary or low-level spirit beasts. Spiritual energy overflows, if the consumption is so immense, this is clearly a large-scale spirit beast training base. The more she thought about it, the brighter her smile became. Heaven helps those who help themselves. If she could secure this customer, orders would surely pour in. With our store's competitiveness, we can definitely retain customers. Oh, as if suddenly remembering something important, she enthusiastically turned to address him again. Distinguished guest, our store also offers special services for regular customers. Are you interested? Lin Yuan didn't miss the opportunity and quickly urged her on. Then, Sister Jiasin, please tell me more. Aunt Xia Xian lowered her voice, with the usual mystery of a proprietress. Our shop not only buys back some spirit beasts sold by old customers, but can also provide severely injured spirit beasts. These are spiritual materials with a special guarantee of freshness. Lin Yuan's eyes immediately lit up. This kind of deal is too good to be true. Really? So when will the next batch of goods arrive? Antja Xin held up 3 fingers and answered with a smile. In 3 weeks. If there are any changes, I'll notify you on the information network. 3 weeks. By then, the funds should have circulated, which is very promising. Lin Yuan was about to step out of the shop, but he turned back and looked at her with a suspicious gaze. Sister Jia Xin, I've been here for a while now. Why hasn't the shop made a single sale yet? With such a good shop, customers should be coming in droves, shouldn't they? Aunt Jia Xin asked back in surprise, like you, a newcomer from the mountains. Ha? You don't know? Today, the competition on the 100 Suns ranking is being held at the Xiantian Spirit Pagoda, so most of the staff and customers have gone there to watch. Lin Yuan became interested after hearing that. Are the members on the ranking the 100 Sons of the Book of Death? Aunt Jia Xin patiently explained. No, higher than that are the Federation's 100 Spirit Sons. He uttered an "oh," full of admiration, but his expression remained unusually calm. The 100 Spirit Sons, I see? Immediately after, he quickly bid farewell and left. Sister Jia Xin, I'll be going now. Aunt Jia Xin also waved happily. Alright, the goods will be delivered shortly. As soon as he stepped out of the shop, Lin Yuan immediately pulled out his phone to look up information about the competition. No way? Has the competition already started? Are there only tickets for the high platform left? I need to hurry. As he walked, he restlessly asked himself. This is truly making me burn with impatience. What will the competition between the strongest young professional players among the Federation's elites be like? Just how far behind them am I? Just outside the arena, he heard the deafening cheers of the fans. White Demon will win. Immortal Fire is the strongest. Lin Yuan struggled up several long flights of stairs, complaining incessantly. This is supposed to be StarNet, so why do they still have to climb stairs like this in certain areas? The match had already started, but luckily, tickets for the high stands were unlimited. The cheers around him showed no signs of dying down, surging like waves. Immortal Fire. Immortal Fire. Immortal Fire. White Demon. White Demon. White Demon. Just as he squeezed into a spot, he saw a fair weather fan cheering along with the most enthusiastic spectators in the stands. Go, Lord White Demon. Lord Immortal Fire will surely win. He pursed his lips, thinking to himself, why are they cheering for both sides? Who exactly are they cheering for? The person, wearing a B-shaped hat and holding binoculars, was still shouting at the top of their lungs. Go, Lord White Demon. Lord Immortal Fire will surely win. Just then, the girl suddenly turned around, squinted at him through her binoculars, and then said disdainfully, Uncle, your face is so big. Lin Yuan gave her a helpless look and slowly said, at least put down the binoculars before you say that. The girl didn't seem to pay much attention to his presence, she merely glanced at him before excitedly turning back to the stands, afraid of missing any important part of the action. There's no rule saying you can't cheer for both sides at once, right? I'll be happy no matter who wins between these two, understand? What about you? Who are you cheering for? Lin Yuan awkwardly scratched his head and quickly gave a perfunctory answer. Just like you, I'm cheering for both of them. The girl, nicknamed Cloudstream, heard someone was of the same mind, and immediately pounced over excitedly, her eyes sparkling as she looked at him, as if she had found a kindred spirit. Oh, good, even in this remote place, you have such keen insight. He gave a reluctant, perfunctory reply. After all, both of these people are quite formidable. Anyway, he couldn't honestly tell her that he had no idea who these two people were. An awkward silence suddenly enveloped them, as her hand was still tightly gripping his. Cloudstream seemed to realize her excessive behavior, immediately withdrew her hand, and even pretended to dislike it, taking out a handkerchief to wipe her hand. Lin Yuan was so annoyed, he really wanted to give her a piece of his mind. Didn't you grab me first? She pretended not to hear, and handed him another pair of binoculars. Here, if you support both sides, you won't miss any details of the match. Just listening to the commentary isn't enough. Lin Yuan could only politely accept them. Ah, thank you. Although this young girl was a bit eccentric, her nature didn't seem bad. He quickly resumed a serious expression, raising the binoculars to carefully observe the battle below. It seems the two sides are not fighting against opponents of the same profession. Those two plant-type spirit beasts look like healing-type spirit beasts. Hearing his assessment, the girl leaned in closer, a triumphant smile playing on her lips. You have such good eyesight. In this remote place, who do you think will win? He continued to observe through the binoculars, muttering his speculations. A higher-ranked contestant should have an advantage, right? And they are all golden-tier spirit beasts. Below the arena, the short-haired girl snapped her fingers, launching the first attack. Lava Impact. The large bear beside her immediately spewed a huge fireball, fiercely smashing it towards the opponent's spirit beast. The girl on the opposite side was not to be outdone, quickly ordering a counterattack. Pagoda Snow Tree, counter the Ice Soul Grass with the power of ice. The two spirit beasts were instantly enveloped in thick ice and snow and biting cold, resisting the opponent's fierce firepower. The commentator excitedly shouted into the megaphone. The Pagoda Snow Tree has melted the flames. The lava bear's rapid attack has little effect. The undying fire is furious, and the battle is becoming increasingly intense. Building a coral horn that's hard to break through, that's a good idea. But today, I'm going to break this tactic. Then, she decisively gave another order. Lava bear, quickly use ray charge. And block the actions of the Pagoda Snow Tree for me. Hearing the command, the lava bear immediately charged forward like a tank, continuously launching thousands of small fireballs, pouring down on its opponent like a rainstorm. Ling Yuan, watching from above, couldn't help but exclaim at this scene. What a powerful offensive. The girl next to him immediately interjected to explain, her tone quite proud. Of course, Lord Undying Flame is an offensive spirit energy professional. Compared to Lord White Demon's healing type, the chances of winning are naturally greater. Hearing her words, he also became interested, turning to look at the opponent, anticipating more information. The girl quickly added. But don't worry, Lord White Demon has a higher ranking. The information of the two contestants appeared on the large screen in sequence. Name, Daisy, alias, White Demon, rank, 18. Name, Anna, alias, Undying Flame, rank, 47. In the arena, Daisy immediately unleashed the power of her scepter, replenishing the life force of her spirit beast. The commentator shouted excitedly again. Daisy successfully healed the Pagoda Snow Tree and suppressed the lava bear. On the other side, Undying Flame remained composed, chuckling with her arms crossed. Well done, Daisy. I didn't expect you to be able to save these two spirit beasts under such a powerful offensive. She remained confident, declaring in a clear voice. But my attack isn't just this one wave. The commentator was thrilled, continuously providing live coverage. Under the fierce assault of the two powerhouses, the Snow Fairy Treant could only passively defend. Has the balance of victory already begun to tip? Anna looked at her opponent, a hint of arrogant smile playing on her lips. This war of attrition has lasted for half an hour, her spirit energy must be running low, right? Lin Yuan, watching from above, couldn't help but feel a little surprised and worried. Although ranked higher, a healing type would still be at a disadvantage against a strong offensive type, wouldn't they? However, Daisy showed no signs of wavering. She calmly responded, her eyes cold and sharp. Anna, the gap between 18 and 47 is not as simple as you imagine. As soon as she finished speaking, she waved her hand, casting a healing spell to treat her spirit beast's wounds. Han Shue's gaze also sharpened at this moment, becoming piercingly cold, like her own frost power. Ice Soul Grass, Extreme Cold Seal. As soon as the words left her lips, the fiercely attacking lava behemoth was instantly frozen into a massive block of ice. Anna raised her hand to shield herself from the cold wind, exclaiming with a furrowed brow. After such an intense battle, can she still use such a wide-range move? Witnessing such a spectacular reversal, the commentator had long lost control of his emotions. Truly impressive. Both lava behemoths are frozen, but the snow demon Treant and Ice Soul Grass aren't in good condition either. Yun Zhongxi, on the high platform, looked slightly disappointed and said softly. Lord Baiyemo countered with a move, which can be considered to have ended Lord Bumiahua's fierce offensive. But this seal will soon be broken. And then Lord Bumiahua will complete his counterattack. Lin Yuan pondered this time, offering a different perspective. It's not that simple. Don't forget, Baiyemo is a healer. Daisy below still hadn't stopped. She clasped her hands together at her chest, softly chanting a spell. Resurrection Phoenix Butterfly, unleash Breath of Resurrection. In an instant, the Ice Soul Grass and Snow Demon Treant were bathed in a restorative light, their energy replenished as if new. Even the commentator cried out in astonishment. I can't believe it, with just a wave of her hand, the injuries were healed. The entire audience was also shocked by this scene, standing up one after another. Although the injuries might not be fully recovered, they had clearly regained their peak combat strength. Anna still tried to maintain a confident posture, gritting her teeth and saying, as expected of Miss Daisy, but the victor will be me. As soon as she finished speaking, the lava behemoth immediately roared, breaking out of the ice. The burst of fury causing both of Daisy's spirit beasts to stagger unsteadily. This is a suppression-level existence, that flowing flame behemoth is already platinum grade. Daisy stood on the ice, propped up by her staff, a slight smile playing on her lips as she praised her opponent. Anna, I didn't expect you to have improved so much. At this, her smile became mysterious. Thousands of crimson butterflies suddenly appeared out of thin air, densely surrounding her like a storm of butterfly wings. Anna's gaze was incredibly firm. Standing beside her spirit, she shouted loudly. No matter what move you plan to use, you won't be able to break through my magnificent critical strike, which combines offense and defense. I specifically trained hard to master this move to defeat you. Daisy simply waved her hand, signaling. Go. In an instant, countless red butterflies, like a volley of arrows, surged forward, cutting through the air towards the towering mountain rock. It let out a painful roar, then crashed to the ground, collapsing. Anna had completely lost the match. She sadly knelt on the ground, unable to believe her eyes. The commentator quickly announced the result, his voice echoing throughout the arena. The victor has been decided. The winner is White Devil. Lord White Devil Daisy has defeated Lord Buchihua Anna, adding another glorious star of ascension. Anna reluctantly lowered her head, admitting bitterly. I never expected my Phoenix Butterfly Beast to evolve from Gold Tier to Fantasy Tier. I am thoroughly convinced of my defeat in this match. Daisy then dropped her cold battle expression, replacing it with her usual gentle and radiant smile. She extended her hand to the opponent, showing respect. It's not a Phoenix Butterfly Beast, but a Fantasy Tier evolved from a book immortal, the Calamity Phoenix Butterfly. She took Anna's hand, helped her up, and comforted her. Come on, cheer up. The audience is still watching. Cheers erupted once again in the stands. White Devil. White Devil. White Devil. Buchihua. 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 In the high stands, Jin Zhongshilu excitedly hugged his neck, shouting and gesticulating wildly. Lord White Devil is so cool. Although Lord Buchihua lost, her ability to control the power of the bear is also incredibly impressive. Lin Yuan glanced at the arena, secretly impressed. The private duels at school were like child's play compared to this match. Daisy, Anna, is this the peak combat power of the Starry Federation's younger generation? After the match, the girl from Cloudstream quickly bid him farewell. And before leaving, she didn't forget to repeatedly remind him. Well then, goodbye. Shinshan Laolin, don't forget to help me publish the network spell, and don't be lazy about transforming. Lin Yuan lazily gave a perfunctory response. Even after returning to his room and logging off the Spirit Combat Network, the shocking scene from earlier still clearly replayed in his mind like a slow-motion flashback. He never expected a fantasy-grade creature to be so powerful, or that a gold-grade healing spirit beast could defeat a platinum-grade combat spirit beast by fighting above its rank. Lin Yuan muttered to himself, analyzing the situation. Runes were indeed the key for spirit beasts to evolve into fantasy grade, and they perfectly suited healing spirit beasts. But thinking of this, he became disheartened again, showing a look of disappointment. Currently, he only had Lily, a healing spirit beast. He opened the system panel and let out a long sigh. He was overthinking things. Just then, a strange sound echoed in the room, a singing voice so grating it felt like it would shatter his eardrums. Starlight sprinkles lonely and serene light, guarding fragile hope. A winding road, indistinct in the distance, yet unwilling to abandon the deep longing within. He quickly climbed the stairs, stood at the door, looked inside, and asked with a frown. What are you doing? It was clearly audible even downstairs. In and Smarty were huddled together, and upon hearing his voice, they were startled as if caught red-handed doing something mischievous. Lin Yuan, why didn't you knock? Lin Yuan looked displeased at the two troublemakers in the room. This is my room, do I still need to knock? What are you two hiding from me? Smarty was sweating profusely, turning around and stammering to defend himself. Nothing, In is practicing singing. I'm helping him find sheet music. Lin Yuan gave them a suspicious look but decided against pressing further, gently rubbing the cat's head as he said. Alright, move aside a bit, I need to find some information. Smarty reluctantly moved aside, giving him the computer. Okay. In floated above the cat's head, cautiously whispering to his accomplice. Lin Yuan probably didn't notice just now, right? As expected, Song Ming, true to his name, covered his mouth and whispered confidently to his friend. It's fine, I shut down the computer quickly just now, and I secretly registered your account. Lin Yuan has no idea. After a focused search, he found important information. For a bronze-tier spirit beast to advance to legendary quality, it would require at least C-grade spiritual energy. Thinking of this, he made another decisive choice. Otherwise, I'll just put these two troublesome little guys up for online auction. They'll definitely fetch a good price. Just then, the doorbell downstairs chimed, forcing him to stop thinking and head downstairs. The delivery person, upon seeing him, flashed a professional smile and started talking non-stop. Hello, this is Duo Niao Express. Delivery person number 457 has delivered the goods you ordered from the Spirit Net on time. Please sign for them. Only then did Ling Yuan remember the order he placed at Uncle Jia Xian's shop. He nodded and replied, alright. The man who had just been smiling at the customer turned to his colleague with a stern expression and a rather threatening tone. Newcomer, hurry up and bring the valuable items over. As soon as the girl heard the command, she quickly scurried off to do her bidding. Song Ming, perched on his shoulder, tilted his head and asked curiously, valuable items? Ling Yuan responded softly, his eyes gleaming with anticipation. It's for the future development of the shop. Just then, the girl also came over, panting, carrying 2 large boxes. Though breathless, she still greeted them with a cheerful smile. Here they are, welcome, esteemed guests. I am Anan. Oh no, I'm the new delivery person, number 3451. On top of the second box was the goldfish you just picked out at the shop. The sight of the crooked, unstable pile of goods in front of them made them turn pale with fright. That's dangerous, let me do it. No sooner had he spoken than the unstable box immediately fell. The small fish tank on top also slid down, following the trajectory of freefall. Song Ming reacted incredibly fast, leaping up and extending his hands to catch it. It's okay, I caught it. As a result, half the water in the fish tank splashed directly onto his face, soaking his fur. But when it opened its eyes, the fish was gone. It cried out in a panic. Where's the fish? Fortunately, an above had already deftly caught the goldfish by its tail, successfully helping it land safely. Here it is. Lin Yuan and Song Ming both breathed a sigh of relief. That's great. The delivery person was scared out of their wits, and immediately turned to scold the person next to them. We almost caused a huge disaster. The girl fumbled, lowering her head in a flustered apology. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. Lin Yuan wasn't the type to be petty. He waved his hand and smiled it off. It's fine, everyone makes mistakes sometimes. Meanwhile, after entering the house, Song Ming still stared intently at the goldfish. The little cat's mind filled with the aroma of braised fish, and encircled the pile of goods, then sighed after seeing them. Truly magnificent. Song Ming looked back at him, a hint of teasing in his eyes. So many ores, are we opening a farm? Lin Yuan seemed to take it for granted, his tone full of confidence. Expanding the scale will expand profits. He looked out the door and praised again. But this new delivery person is really impressive, able to help move 1,000 kilograms of energy ores into the house. It's too exaggerated to temper one's body with spiritual energy from a young age. Then, he quickly waved his hand, sending the 2 troublemakers upstairs to focus on their work. Alright, you 2 go play upstairs, I'm going into secluded cultivation. By the way, Song Ming, all the data for the knowledge chips are saved in your spiritual network account. Go learn them quickly. Song Ming looked helpless, put the empty box on his head, and responded dejectedly. Got it, I'm taking these biscuits and leaving now. Lin Yuan walked to the fish tank and began to activate the spirit dispersion skill. Next is the upgrade. An hour later, the goldfish absorbed his pure spiritual energy, and quickly grew, its size no longer fitting the original small fish tank. He looked at it and sighed. The spiritual energy consumption required to advance from the ordinary realm to the elite realm is several times that of Qingling. However, its own spiritual energy growth was almost on par with Qingling's. No wonder the spirit-absorbing goldfish are known for being difficult to raise. Lin Yuan looked at the huge pile of ore on the floor again, scratching his head in thought. With so much ore, how can I transport it into the spirit resonance space? Soon, he came up with a solution. 2 days later, that goldfish was already swimming freely in the vast spirit transformation pool. Mobius watched this little creature swim happily in the water, a hint of self-pity in his tone. I'm truly envious, being able to move freely in such a large spirit transformation pool. Unlike me, I'm always alone. Forget it, I'm always being disturbed by these strange things. At this moment, Lin Yuan was diligently pouring ore in a corner. Hearing his complaint, he immediately retorted, what did I say? It's fine if you don't help, but I've moved over 500 kilograms of ore by myself these past few days. Upon hearing this, Mobius smirked mockingly again, his tone self-assured. After all, I'm still in my spirit form right now. Lin Yuan stopped, wiped the sweat from his forehead, and panted. These things are almost at their limit. The spiritual energy concentration in the space is already saturated. To increase it further, you'll have to advance another step. Mobius, who was beside him, also agreed with this point. That's right, as long as it continues to evolve. The upper limit of the concentration will continuously increase. Currently, it's about 5 times higher than the outside world. The spirit-absorbing goldfish is indeed continuously absorbing the spiritual energy within the space. Lin Yuan nodded, looking at the fish that had made rapid progress in just a few days. After all, this will be the main product of the future shop. He rubbed his hands, his heart filled with anticipation. However, it would be even better if it could awaken its dragon bloodline. I specifically chose a dragon essence variety. As soon as Mobius heard him mention this, he immediately poured cold water on the idea. Doesn't that require dragon blood? That stuff is incredibly expensive. He wasn't discouraged and went to fetch several strange jars, placing them in front of the other party. Indeed, the biggest problem now is a lack of money. I can only earn the difference by upgrading spirit beasts as quickly as possible. Mobius curiously examined these items and asked doubtfully, "What is it this time?" Lin Yuan placed his hand on the box, his eyes filled with ambition. "Still the web-spraying spiders. Although the bronze-grade elite bells sell well, I think we still need more distinctive products." After hearing this, Mobius questioned the complex process. "Then why bother bringing them here specifically for upgrading?" Lin Yuan chuckled, looking a bit cunning. "Because the spiritual energy conversion rate inside this spirit pagoda space is 5 times faster than outside." He then pointed at the group of spiders and activated the spirit pagoda. Soon, under the influence of the dense spiritual energy, the group of spiders had advanced to a new level. Upgraded to exquisite grade. Upgraded to exquisite grade. Upgraded to exquisite grade. He looked at the results before him, overjoyed. Success! As long as they're upgraded to exquisite grade, it only takes a little over 2 hours. Outside, it would take at least 10 hours. Just then, his phone vibrated in his pocket. He checked it and saw 2 new messages. Transfer money to his 2 adorable little spiders. Indeed, his eyes lit up like car headlights the moment he saw money. He kept trying to bid for these 2, aiming to make a small profit first. Mobius stood behind him, reminding him helplessly. "You're not planning to become a master of making money first, are you?" Before he could finish celebrating, another notification popped up on his phone screen, leaving him utterly embarrassed. Notification: you have received a transfer from Master Zunlin, 500 Federation coins. Please continue your daily live streams. Lin Yuan muttered to himself in confusion, "You're at it again. Can the Spirit Beast Network also receive transfers from others? Could it be?" As soon as he thought of this, his face twisted in distortion. Then he quickly rushed out and sprinted upstairs. The strange sound once again entered his ears, clear as day. If you also found yourself in a predicament yesterday, please believe that the transformation will continue in the deepest night. That brightest star will be lit. Your moment of breaking free. Lin Yuan burst into the room like a whirlwind, staring the 2 rebellious fellows stiff. He roared. "Sung Tsong, Inin, what are you doing?" Sung Tsong is still trying to argue, clumsily covering things up. "We're studying. Then I need to check." He angrily pushed away the 2 troublemakers. The 2 were pushed away, still begging for mercy. "Don't do that." A live streaming interface appeared on the computer screen. The streamer was a female streamer holding a microphone, who was actually Inin. The screen was also filled with countless scrolling bullet comments. "How can there be such a beautiful singing voice in the world? It's simply like a fairy singing. Big Sister is so beautiful. I'm so touched. With such a beautiful voice, she must be gorgeous too. Amazing. Was that song just now created by Big Sister herself? I can't find the lyrics on Lingunet. The streamer sings so well. I just sent a gift. Please reply to me. Why does Big Sister cover her face? Don't streamers usually show their faces?" Seeing this, Lin Yuan froze completely, dumbfounded and speechless. The streamer has good looks. Indeed, after Lin Yuan found out about this, he immediately scolded the 2 little rascals. After a small lecture, he angrily confiscated their live streaming account. "If it weren't for our shared income and expense system, I wouldn't know how you 2 managed to build a career behind my back." Inin still refused to admit her mistake, even boasting about herself. "That name sounds good. Inin loves her streaming dream, a clever name she chose." He stood in front of her with his arms crossed, almost ready to burst out in anger. "What are you so proud of? Moreover, I've already shown my face, and you still dared to choose the looks path?" Inin honestly sold out all her accomplices. Sung Ming said that's how you create a gap in the same competition. Just after hearing this, he glanced at the black cat who was trying to sneak away. Sung Ming, holding a water cup, choked and coughed when he heard his accomplice say that, unable to swallow his water. "I get tired even after studying for a few hours every day. Why not let Inin use the time effectively instead?" Lin Yuan felt a flicker of dissatisfaction and anger, but after thinking it over, he decided to let it go. The account has been open for a few days. Although there are many comments, followers are few. Let's just treat it as kids playing around. Other Ring clan members prefer to train their soundwave control, but my Inin has loved singing since she was little. Thinking this, he compromised inside. It's good that you have a special talent and interest and plan to make good use of it. Author's note: actually, there are quite a few. At this moment, Lin Yuan hasn't realized that his future streaming dream will become a legend in the streaming world. Hearing this, the 2 little rascals beamed with joy and high-fived in celebration. Lin Yuan agreed. He also carefully instructed them on the rules. But they absolutely cannot accept inappropriate donations. From now on, 500 federal coins will be the limit. Also, change your niche. At the very least, switch to a voice actor niche. Looks and such are out of the question. The two little ones grew even more excited and immediately rushed back to their room. As they ran off, Lin Yuan couldn't help but smile at their innocent happiness. Children truly become disobedient as they grow older. Back at the spiritual energy lake, Mobius also witnessed the scene. He stroked his chin and commented with interest. "Those two little ones of yours are quite interesting." Lin Yuan didn't have time for such idle chatter. He pursed his lips and impatiently glanced at the other party. "Let's not talk about them for now. I'm still worried about how to get you to max level. The spiritual energy concentration in this space has already reached a bottleneck. But it still can't keep up with the consumption when I cultivate spirit beasts." He pondered and analyzed the logical loop. "To upgrade you, I must cultivate other spirit beasts to upgrade them. Although I can accelerate this process by converting spiritual energy, this is limited by my own spiritual energy professional level. The effect is still limited. To speed up this process, I must increase your level. This is simply a dead end." Upon hearing this, Mobius immediately proposed a simple solution. "If you're going to pursue the ultimate, then don't just settle for high quality." Lin Yuan immediately retorted. His gaze was resolute. "No. Only by improving the quality of the spiritual items can their true potential be unleashed. I hope every spiritual item can be sold for its true value." Then he turned around, silently calculating the items he needed to purchase. To advance the dragon essence absorbing goldfish, at least 3 drops of dragon beast blood are needed. For the lily step to advance to legendary quality, it requires 1 portion of composite soil, 2 redwood tree hearts, and 1 liter of herbal spring water. In any case, I should call Sister Han first and ask. He acted immediately, quickly contacting her. Justin on the other end quickly picked up the phone. "Hello." As soon as she heard the list he mentioned, she excitedly tore off her face mask, her emotions a bit stirred. "You need dragon beast blood? That's not cheap." Despite this, she was secretly delighted, thinking she had indeed not misjudged him. He truly was a big client who spent 5 spirit radiance coins as soon as he entered the shop. She quickly opened her computer to check the prices. "Look, a bucket of gold-ranked dragon beast blood costs 80 spirit radiance coins. A bucket of silver gold-ranked dragon beast blood costs 2,000 spirit radiance coins. If you buy a lot, I can give you a discount. And I can guarantee it won't be diluted." Seeing the other end fall silent, she thought he had left and quickly asked, "Are you still there?" Little did she know, Lin Yuan on this end of the phone was already so shocked he couldn't cry, covering his mouth and swallowing his distress. "I can't afford it, I really can't afford it. Why is it so expensive?" He waved away the awkwardness, quickly adding to salvage the situation. "Sister Han, I was just asking for now. Also, I'd like to order 2,000 kilograms of low-grade energy stones and 3 ordinary-grade golden scale fish." The other party quickly agreed to the request. No problem at all." Shu Jessen hung up the phone, thinking to herself, with such a terrifying rate of procurement, he'll need dragon beast blood next time he comes, at the latest. I need to quickly prepare the goods. I've really found a good customer. 2 hours later, Mobius watched the several goldfish swimming happily in the pond and couldn't help but sigh. Such quick delivery. Lin Yuan also breathed a slight sigh of relief, looking at the several spiders in front of him. These 5 web-spitting spiders have finally upgraded to epic quality. But the money earned these past few days is only 0.4 spirit luster left, and the spiritual energy in the space has also been consumed by more than half. He casually said, as he placed several butterfly shells into the pond. "If only I could be as carefree as these goldfish in this life." No sooner had he spoken than the goldfish in the pond immediately began to frantically snatch and bite at each other, as if provoked. He wondered to himself, "What's going on? Weren't they originally living in the same pond? The lake's spiritual fat is only large, not small, so why are they still fighting?" Mobius, standing nearby, directly poured cold water on him. "Because you are too naive. Natural selection, survival of the fittest. Evolution itself is the most creative energy bestowed upon living beings by nature. No matter what creature it is, it will not easily share its spiritual energy with other creatures, even former companions." Unexpectedly, after hearing this, Lin Yuan nodded and summarized. "This is precisely why the strong get stronger, and the weak find it difficult to rise." Mobius continued to explain. "You've understood it now. However, nature is also very fair. The stronger an individual is, the more they should understand the meaning of coexistence and order. My willpower can probably temporarily suppress the aggression of the dragon crystal spirit-absorbing goldfish. Anyway, if nothing unexpected happens, the other 3 will also evolve to star heroic grade in 5 days. He said, extending his hand, as if waiting for the other party's agreement. Lin Yuan felt a bit relieved after hearing this and calmly walked towards the ore box. "Alright, then I'll trouble you. I'll provide some more ore." He looked down at his phone again and couldn't help but exclaim in surprise. No way, the star heroic grade bell rings are sold out again so quickly? Mobius also leaned over to watch the commotion. Didn't I just finish upgrading those web-spraying beasts? Just replenish them. He quickly made a decision. Right, it's time to deliver the goods to Jiang Yudan. I'll be going now. As soon as he reached his virtual display shop, he heard a fierce argument coming from inside. Is that old man crazy? Isn't the shop already sold out? How can they still be arguing so loudly? Inside, a man and a woman were fiercely yelling at each other. The red-haired woman loudly tried to overpower the other person. I saw you were a monastic, so I let you place your order first. But you ordered all my stock. Opposite her was a young man with the appearance of a monastic, hands pressed together, his tone peaceful yet provocative. Amitba. The Buddha said one must not seize. If one seizes, the AI personnel behind them also looked on, but were powerless, as they weren't programmed to handle such situations. The woman lost her temper, rushed forward, grabbed his collar, and shouted, "The Buddha said what nonsense! I helped you, and you're still scolding me. If you're so capable, come face to face, and see if I don't cut off your lifeline." Just then, Ling Yuan rushed in like a deity, releasing several spirit beasts to restore order. No arguing. If you want to argue, take it outside. A group of super spirit beasts appeared simultaneously, their powerful aura instantly released, making the entire atmosphere quiet down. As soon as the girl saw them, her eyes immediately lit up like headlights. Unleash the net hand. The monastic was also astonished, even forgetting the fierce argument they had just been having. The Buddha said, "Could this be the founder's technique?" The girl lowered her head to examine them closely, becoming even more incredulous. No way, could they be epic grade? Lin Yuan knew their intentions and immediately interjected to dispel their hopes. These are custom spirit beasts, not for sale. The two immediately changed direction, rushing towards him like starstruck fans. What are the conditions for custom spirit beasts? He waved his hand in confusion, declining. I'm not taking custom orders this month. This project can only begin next month at the earliest. The two exchanged glances, then asked eagerly in unison. Are there any elite-grade copper bells left? Lin Yuan lost his previous domineering aura and stammered his reply. I'm really sorry, they're all sold out, and we won't be selling elite-grade copper bells anymore in the future. He also quickly promoted new products. However, in the future, the shop will sell bronze-grade copper bells and elite-grade spirit-devouring goldfish. Pre-orders are welcome. Upon hearing this, the red-haired girl immediately rushed to shout. I'll pay 5 profound coins to pre-order a bronze-grade copper bell. Make sure to save one for me, got it? The monk was not to be outdone and immediately retorted. Then I'll pay 8 profound coins to pre-order a spirit-devouring goldfish. Don't even think about snatching mine. As the Buddha says, it's about destiny. Lin Yuan watched the two bicker and generally understood the situation. It seems these two are experienced buyers, willing to spend money. He saved himself the time of researching market prices. To prevent them from continuing to argue and disrupt business, he raised his voice and declared, "If you keep arguing, you'll be blacklisted from the shop." Hearing this, the two immediately exchanged glances and made a shushing gesture, secretly suppressing their anger. Lin Yuan finally breathed a sigh of relief, wiped his sweat, and sighed inwardly. This is truly exhausting, to the extreme. It seems I need to quickly set up shop rules and display them in the most prominent place from now on. Master, everything is fine now, the old monk called back as he left. Then I await good news from benefactor Lin. I shall take my leave. The red-haired girl hadn't left yet, so Lin Yuan turned and asked, Is there anything else? There are truly no spirit beasts for sale right now. The female customer showed a rare friendly smile and replied softly. Can you heal spirit beasts? Lin Yuan exclaimed in surprise. What's going on? The woman said in a low voice. This is a spirit beast with damaged origin, severely injured. Then this monk will calmly await good news from the benefactor. This monk will take his leave first. The previous guest had already left, but the remaining woman still hesitated, not moving forward. Lin Yuan looked up, a hint of doubt flashing in his eyes. Is there something else, elder sister? There really are no more spirit beasts for sale. The woman opposite forced a smile and stammered her reply. Do you have a way to heal spirit beasts here? He turned around, indicating he wanted to hear the details. Oh, elder sister, please clarify. Is it a spirit beast with damaged origin, and the injuries are very severe? Hearing this, his brows furrowed slightly, and he mused, so severely injured. If it's below silver grade, I can try. A strong glimmer of hope flashed in the woman's eyes. Her daughter's spirit beast finally had a chance to be healed. Meanwhile, Ling Yuan stood frozen, his face filled with surprise. Wait, daughter? She looks about the same age as his own little apprentice. To clarify the condition, she quickly projected the spirit beast's information onto the virtual screen. This is my daughter's bronze-grade spirit beast. While cultivating near a spatial rift, its body was burned by the flames of a horned demon. Hearing this name, Ling Yuan couldn't help but be greatly astonished. The image of this ferocious, the horned demon, immediately appeared in his mind. And this was a horned demon with wilting attribute flames. For plant-type spirit beasts, this effect was nothing short of a fatal blow, no wonder it damaged its origin. The woman bowed deeply, her voice trembling with emotion as she thanked him. Thank you very much. How much is the consultation fee? I don't have enough money now, but I will gather it by next month. The other party was anxiously worried, but Ling Yuan quickly waved his hand to reassure her, already having an idea. It's alright, elder sister, don't rush. I'm also busy this month. Next month, just bring the injured spirit beast, and as for the consultation fee, I don't need money. Elder sister, just help me find this. He quickly operated the machine, and an image of a special material immediately appeared on the screen. The woman stared blankly, then looked closely. Is it really just rejuvenation soil? Then I'll make a huge profit. After noting down the contact information, her face immediately relaxed. Don't worry, brother, I'll definitely help you find it. Ling Yuan scratched his head, a look of surprise and joy on his face. Really? That's great. If you can't find it, we can discuss the treatment fees then. He thought to himself, I didn't expect this parent to have such extensive connections. Even able to find rejuvenation soil. Things were gradually becoming smoother, the material issue was resolved. Herbal spring water could be bought if he was willing to spend money, but for redwood core, would he have to wait for a true item auction to get a chance? He shook his head, discarding the unrealistic thoughts. The most urgent task now was to hand over the silk-spitting spiders to Wenzhong for channeling. He immediately sent a message, the goods are ready, come quickly. With a whoosh, the girl's figure appeared in an instant. She stared at him with wide eyes. Uncle, you're that gaming master, aren't you? You managed to get 5 high-quality corpse beasts in just a few days. Ling Yuan was speechless after hearing that. The little girl didn't even pay attention to him. All her focus was on the 5 silk-spitting spiders, her face full of surprise. I didn't expect this. Don't worry, I'm a red saint. I can at least show you some transparent spider silk. Ling Yuan stood behind her, arms crossed, his tone slightly serious. Well, are you satisfied with the inspection? I still need to send them out. The little girl smiled brightly and replied naturally, very satisfied. Please send them out quickly, uncle. I can't wait. Suddenly, Ling Yuan curled his lips and teased, one of the silk-spitting spiders has an extremely tricky skill. Be careful not to lose your hair. Hearing this, the little girl immediately took off her yellow beehive hat, revealing her newly grown short hair, and retorted with a stiff neck, it's not like I wanted to get bitten. Besides, my hair will grow back soon. After speaking, the little girl put her hat back on and turned away coldly, ignoring him. I'm leaving. Goodbye. Seeing 10 spirit crystals added to his account, Ling Yuan shook his head in amusement. His gaze following the little girl's retreating figure. Why does this little one get so easily agitated? But no matter what, I finally have some capital. We need to quickly start expanding production. Soon, new production processes were established. While expanding the business and actively earning money, Ling Yuan seized the time to acquire new knowledge. Lying in bed, he scrolled on his phone, a smile unconsciously appearing at the corner of his mouth. The spirit butterfly-tailed goldfish are selling so well, I need to get more batches of them. Just then, Jinang's call interrupted his thoughts. Alright, making me learn so much, I'm tired of it now. Lin Yuan turned his head and asked in surprise, Jinang, what's wrong with your eyes? Did you study too much and hurt your eyes? Jinang tilted her head, her tail forming a question mark, and answered innocently. No, it's just that there are a few concepts I don't quite understand. What does complexity in spirit beast evolution mean? He leaned closer, gently stroking the little cat's head. Complexity? What exactly do you mean? Jinang scratched her paw, looking thoughtful. It means that spirit beast evolution isn't solely aimed at enhancing survival or combat abilities. But if that's the case, how do spirit beasts maintain their survival during evolution? That's indeed a tricky question. Lin Yuan stood up, his hand on his chin, lost in thought. Such abstract theories are indeed difficult to explain, they require more practical examples. He took Jinang to the spirit plant cultivation area. Pointing to a potted plant, he asked, Jinang, do you know about the growth tree? Jinang immediately replied, of course I do. I eat it every day. Lin Yuan put his hands in his pockets and began to guide the conversation. So, if you wanted to maintain your survival ability, which direction would you choose to evolve in? Jinung mischievously replied, if it were me, I'd remove all my leaves so I wouldn't be eaten, and then evolve to be poisonous. That way, no one would accidentally eat me. Lin Yuan looked at his cat helplessly, unable to help but laugh. Are you planning to evolve into a poisonous cactus? Jinung continued enthusiastically, and I'd need great tolerance. No need to water me every day. This can't go on, I need to quickly correct her way of thinking. Lin Yuan gently shook his finger, smiling wryly. Thinking like that is a big mistake. Jinang's round eyes widened, and she jumped up to retort, mistake? How could that be? The paths I choose are always my favorite ways of living. To prove it, it brought out another potted plant and solemnly introduced it as its evolved state. Qingluo is bronze grade. Songming was stunned. Huh? That's nothing like what I said. Lin Yuan plucked a leaf and put it in his mouth to taste. A fresh, juicy flavor instantly spread, and the texture was also good. Could this plant really want to be eaten so much? He gave Songming a thumbs up, nodded, and praised, you guessed right. Qingluo's evolution path is like an announcement to all spirit beasts, I can produce food, and it's delicious too. So you must take care of me, treat me well, and cultivate me wholeheartedly. This way, it can establish itself firmly in the spirit beast world. After hearing this, Songming's hands dropped, and he stared thoughtfully at the Qingluo potted plant. If it were me, it would be better to evolve to be unpalatable. Understanding its naive thoughts, Lin Yuan put his hands on his hips and smiled wryly, changing the subject. Songming, it's not going to work if you keep getting stuck on one point after studying for so long. Let's go out for a walk and relax. As soon as she heard they were going out, Annan immediately appeared and whined, I want to go too. So the three of them strolled together through the brightly lit city at night. Annan, perched on Lin Yuan's head, comfortably breathed in the night air. Wow, it feels like ages since I've been out. Lin Yuan smiled and explained, because we've been cooped up at home for too long. Lately, it's all been online shopping. In a nearby square, a large screen was broadcasting news. Please welcome the City Lord. The majestic image of City Lord Ling Xiao appeared on the screen. The Creator Guild of the Radiance Federation is about to reform the Creator Assessment. Anyone who completes the 1-star Creator exam within 2 hours will be exempt from the Level 2 Life Profession Upgrade exam, and can directly participate in the 2-star Creator exam. Hearing this news, all three could not hide their excitement. Songming spoke first, that means. Lin Yuan nodded firmly, exactly, I can directly challenge the 2-star exam. I must seize this opportunity no matter what. Finally, Annan said with a firm tone, I will help you with all my might. However, good times were short-lived, as another piece of news suddenly came, regarding the Federation. According to the Federation's investigation, spatial rifts will enter its active phase in half a year. The beast tide is imminent. The Huiyao Federation will enter a state of war preparedness. All federal citizens are requested to prepare yourselves mentally in advance and avoid panic. Suddenly, Lin Yuan's gaze froze. The two people in special uniforms who appeared on the screen made him stop dead in his tracks. The news continued, reporting that the Federation would deploy the Spirit Guard Division during periods of active spatial rifts to help defend against beast tides. The name Spirit Guard Division was like a sharp blade, tearing open old wounds in Lin Yuan's heart once more, pulling him back to the painful memories of that stormy night. Mom and Dad, where did you go? Xiao Yuan, make sure to take good care of Xiao Si at home. Mom and Dad have to go out for something. By the time you two wake up tomorrow morning, Mom and Dad will already be back. Xiao Yuan, I'm sorry, it was our fault. Brother, where did Mom and Dad go? Mom and Dad won't be coming back. Wah, Daddy, Mommy. From now on, Big Brother will take care of you. The memory ended with two bloodstained badges lying alone in his hand. Back in reality, Lin Yuan suddenly awoke, feeling Yining gently pecking at his body. Don't scare us. Songming even bit his leg to get his attention. Lin Yuan, what's wrong? Lin Yuan quickly hugged the two little ones, comforting them, I'm fine, let's go home. Although he said that, the doubts and lingering pain in his heart refused to dissipate. So, this is the badge of the Spirit Guard. Night soon enveloped the small house. After everyone was asleep, Lin Yuan sat alone in front of the computer, beginning to search through confidential information. A large amount of files and data appeared before his eyes. Then, a terrifying truth gradually surfaced. Indeed, the spatial rift disaster that occurred in the suburban downtown 10 years ago was directly related to the Spirit Guard. The Federation's urgent announcement was displayed in dense red text. Federation Bulletin Urgent Notice, a dungeon spatial rift has suddenly appeared in the downtown area. And a beast tide is threatening the city's safety. Around 3 a.m., water seeped from the ground in the northern industrial zone of the downtown area. And a large number of underground creatures emerged. According to preliminary investigations by the Spirit Guard, the dungeon spatial rift, which was originally dormant in the geological strata, opened abnormally. Currently, various functional departments are organizing a blockade. As of press time, over 100,000 low-level underground creatures, including golden rats and stone centipedes, have attacked the city's defenses. The spirit-quelling emblem vanguard, carrying mid-tier controlled beasts, spirit-quelling towers, and other equipment, arrived on site and initiated interception. The crisis escalated. Monitoring equipment detected a high-energy source deep within the rift. At 7 a.m. this morning, a level 4 swamp dragon broke through the formation. Its acidic spray and sonic attacks resulted in 30 defense team members being severely injured. The spirit-quelling emblem's Thunderwind squad is currently making every effort to encircle and suppress it. Even more troublesome, at 3 p.m., the rift shifted again. A level 5 bone jar worm appeared. This worm's entire body is covered in a bony exoskeleton. Before death, its tail will release bone-corroding energy, as detailed in the former spirit-quelling emblem commander's pathology report. Currently, containment and extermination efforts are proceeding simultaneously. The latest update is as of 8 p.m. The bone jar worm has been severely damaged, but the aftermath continues to acidify the land around the battlefield. The spirit-quelling emblem reports no casualties from this incident so far. 120 team members are severely injured, and 53 are unaccounted for. The sealing of the spatial rift has begun. Reading this, Lin Yuan was suddenly startled. He found the name very familiar, as if Mobius had scanned related information not long ago. Yute Bone Jar. He abruptly stood up from his chair, his gaze sharp. Lin Yuan looked out the window, pondering as he made a deduction. The bone binding scroll is a self-sacrificing skill. The Yute Bone Jar can only activate it by sacrificing itself when there's no other way out. At that moment, the image of the uncle who had cared for him and his brother for so long suddenly came to mind. Uncle Li, after all these years, your nephew had no idea. So you two were also members of the Spirit Quelling Bureau. Guarding the remaining 2 emblems, right? The fragments in his mind gradually pieced together, forming a tight chain of reasoning, without a single flaw. To the south, raging seas of fire. To the north, covered by eternal frozen ice. To the west, a desolate and barren desert. To the east, deadly swamps. The Radiance Federation precariously exists in the crevices between these perilous lands. Countless powerful spirit beasts are active day and night, both within and outside its territory. And the Spirit Quelling Bureau, the hidden guardians of the Radiance Federation, is precisely the steel shield responsible for handling spirit beast disasters and preventing invasions. A pang of bitterness welled up in his heart, constricting his chest. Were Mom and Dad also working in such dangerous positions? Why did they never tell me? Subconsciously, his fingers flipped over the back of the blood-stained badge. He focused his gaze and saw the numbers 2837 seemingly engraved on it. This was his parents' internal identification number within the Spirit Suppressing Bureau. With this important number, Lin Yuan decided to search again. His fingers flew across the keyboard, entering the number, hoping to find some clues. Unfortunately, the screen immediately flashed a glaring red and a warning popped up: dangerous signal, unauthorized access forbidden. Lin Yuan frowned, a little displeased. What was going on? Although it was a bit unclear at first, he quickly guessed the reason. He stood up and carefully placed the badge back into the box. Had he hit a permission restriction? Searching for classified information online was indeed never easy or reliable. It was a shame Aunt Zhang and Uncle Li had gone to the hospital for a follow-up, so they weren't home, and he couldn't ask her. Back in bed, Lin Yuan tossed and turned, countless questions swirling in his mind, making it hard to sleep. He forced himself to connect all the pieces. They were old friends of his parents, they must know something. Based on Uncle Li's old injuries, he must have experienced the tragic event, and might even have been a former member of the Spirit Suppressing Bureau. Thump, thump, thump. His thoughts were suddenly interrupted by a knock at the door in the dead of night. Lin Yuan immediately jumped up, on high alert. It was so late, had Aunt Zhang and her husband returned? But Li Ji quickly dismissed that assumption. No, Aunt Zhang wouldn't knock on the guest room door at this hour. He walked lightly to the door, analyzing the situation more thoroughly in his mind. This kid was preparing for the 100 children exam recently, so he couldn't be back. Even if he were, that girl would have notified them in advance. As for partners related to the online store, they all communicated by phone. Who could it be, so late at night? Suddenly, he stopped in his tracks. Thump, thump. A strong sense of unease welled up in his heart. The rhythm of the knocking has changed. Could it be that the person outside the door has changed too? The worst possibility flashed through his mind: his ability to evolve spirit beasts had been exposed. Someone has come to exploit this. Sensing their master's tension, his 2 spirit beasts immediately woke up and appeared by his side. And covered her mouth with her wing, yawning as she whispered, Lin Yuan, who could it be at this late hour? Song Tsong rubbed his eyes, innocently guessing, did you steal someone's business? Lin Yuan glanced back with a slight glare, retorting, don't talk nonsense. I only have this much supply, whose business could I possibly steal? Although he spoke confidently, Lin Yuan had already entered a state of high alert. He pointed to an in, giving a decisive order, and an, after I open the door, if I step back, no matter who comes in, immediately unleash your turbulent flow and dark breath attacks. And an immediately raised her wing in a salute, ready for battle at any moment. After making arrangements, Lin Yuan took a deep breath, slowly pushed open the door, and tentatively asked, "Excuse me, who are you looking for?" Standing outside the door were two strangers in official uniforms, a man and a woman. The middle-aged man offered a kind smile, reassuring him, "Don't be nervous. Are you the child of Lin Jian and Shu Ran?" Lin Yuan's heart raced. When the other party accurately stated his parents' names, unease surged, but he still tried to remain calm and confirmed, "You know my parents, auntie and uncle?" To prove their identity, the woman beside him held up a familiar golden badge and replied, "Yes, you should understand now, shouldn't you? I didn't expect you to have grown so much already." Lin Yuan let out a sigh of relief, and the other party's demeanor became serious. "Auntie and uncle are from the Spirit Guard Division. This is Su Jin, just call her Auntie Su. And this is Tong Hai." Uncle Tong took over, looking at him sharply. "You were the one who accessed the Spirit Guard Division's internal database just now, weren't you? That's how we located you." Lin Yuan's brow remained furrowed, but he suddenly understood. "So that's it. What about my parents?" Uncle Tong looked emotional, taking out an old cloth stained with dried blood, and said in a low voice, "It's a long story. That battle ended in chaos back then, and most members of the Spirit Guard Division concealed their identities while on missions. Therefore, there have always been some issues with headquarters logistics. I'm sorry, child, we arrived late, and we didn't want to see what we feared most at this moment." Lin Yuan couldn't stay calm, his hands trembling as he took and unfolded the cloth. This is, on it were a few hastily written lines, the handwriting messy yet full of deep affection. "Xiao Yuan, Xiao Zi, I hope your future paths are smooth and easy." After reading the lines, he lowered his head, covering his face, trying to suppress his sobs, but his eyes were already wet with tears. This was his mother's handwriting. Seeing the young man so emotional, Uncle sighed towards the sky and slowly explained, "Tasks related to the spirit-quaking body are extremely dangerous. That's why your Aunt Zhang and Uncle Li have kept it from you, silently taking care of you two brothers. Don't blame them." How could Lin Yuan not understand their intentions? He forced a smile, wiped away the tears on his cheeks, and calmly replied, "Aunt, I understand. I won't blame them. Thanks to Aunt Zhang and Uncle Li, my sister and I were able to grow up safely until today." Tong Hai placed his warm, large hand on Lin Yuan's shoulder, patting it gently. "From now on, Uncle Tong will look out for you. If you need anything, just come to me." Seeing her colleague starting to ramble, Aunt Zhang lightly coughed to remind him, "Ahem." Tong Hai immediately understood and quickly reached into his jacket. "I almost forgot this." He took out a well-preserved box. "This was obtained with all your parents' merits, and it's also thanks to Elder Zhang and the others who applied for you repeatedly." Lin Yuan noticed the item in his hand and asked curiously, "What is this?" As soon as he received the box, he eagerly opened it to look inside. Inside was a crystal emitting a strange glow. Aunt Zhang immediately explained, "This is a prime seed." Lin Yuan looked up at Aunt Zhang, confused. "What is a prime seed?" Aunt Zhang, like a responsible teacher, seriously explained this new knowledge to him. Spatial rifts not only spew out beast tides and exotic beasts, but also produce various treasures. These are called prime items. Only by losing the prime item can a rift close. This prime seed is precisely the prime item that can close a second-level spatial rift. Tong Hai saw him intently observing the box and added with a smile, "This prime seed is very suitable for you. Elderly said you had an accident when you were young and your body is weak. Forming a contract with a spirit beast consumes a lot of physical strength. But a prime seed only needs to be nourished with blood. It won't consume any mental energy or spiritual energy at all." "That sounds great." Lin Yuan raised the jade and examined it closely, imagining the future results. "Nourishing the original seed?" Seeing his curious expression, Aunt Zhang happily raised her hand to explain further. "Yes, this original seed can be cultivated into a spirit beast. Through cultivation, its abilities and evolution direction can be freely adjusted. Your health isn't good to begin with, so I suggest you cultivate it into a healing-type spirit beast. This will be very helpful for your physical recovery in the future." After hearing these words, Lin Yuan clenched his fist, feeling the warmth emanating from the original seed in his hand. A changing image appeared in his mind, and novel ideas began to emerge. A healing type? It certainly aligns well with his current direction. But a purely healing type would make it difficult to accumulate capital to establish himself. He must have combat power. Just like the Calamity Phoenix butterfly. Besides the original seed, Aunt Zhang and Uncle Tong each took out an identical orange card, smiling kindly. "Also, this is a Federal Central Bank card with 100 Huyo Yuan in it. Consider it my personal gift to you. Think of it as belated compensation for the past 10 years. Xiao Yuan, I have a gift for you too. Cultivating a purebred beast and sending your sister to school will be expensive, so don't be frugal with it. Consider this extra amount as interest for these 10 years. However, Lin Yuan knew he was now capable of supporting himself, so he raised his hand to decline. No, Ansu, Uncle Dong, I can't accept this money. With his other hand, he gently pushed open the slightly ajar door, his eyes firm. Besides, I'm fine now, and I have 2 wonderful family members. Smarty jumped out and climbed onto his head, while Littleine flew happily in front. But Uncle Dong still insisted on his idea. Xiao Yuan, I've lived 20 years longer than you, so let me give you some sincere advice. He put the 2 cards together and directly slipped them into Lin Yuan's hand. I don't care what you think, I only know what I think. Listen to me, take it. While Uncle Dong was speaking, Ansu quietly observed Lin Yuan's 2 spirit beasts. After Tan Xiao's careful analysis, it seemed Xiao Yuan had only recently recovered. He estimated that the legendary beast in Xiaoyin had only just reached the spirit hero rank. Friends their age who were slightly stronger had already reached copper rank or above. This child still lacks too much practical combat experience. After thinking for a moment, Ansu made a decision and suddenly interrupted Uncle Dong. Oh, right. Xiao Yuan, would you like to learn more about your parents' work? Uncle Dong, who was about to make a call, froze upon hearing this. He turned to Ansu. Ansu, what are you? Ansu didn't want to waste time and continued seriously. In the lower district, there's a tier 1 spatial rift leading to another world. If you're interested, I can take you to observe the spirit quelling operation. Although it's only tier 1, it's not entirely without risk. If you feel it's too dangerous. However, Lin Yuan wanted to go more than ever. He raised his fist, showing his determination. I'll go. The 2 elders must have heard a little about my previous situation. I've missed too much of this world, and now that I have such a good opportunity, how can I let it go? But the following words he kept to himself, his mood completely changed. Over the next 6 months, the spatial rift will become unstable. The beast tide is coming, so preparing early is the best strategy. Hearing his resolute answer, Ansu was very pleased, putting her hands on her hips and praising him. Such ambition. She thought to herself, Xiaolin, Xiaosua, your son is truly a promising talent. Moving behind Ansu, Uncle Dong finally had a chance to speak, his expression worried. Ansu, perhaps we should be more cautious about this matter. But before he could finish, Ansu gently nudged him with her elbow, interrupting him. Let's talk. Later, you'll clear out the otherworldly insects, and I'll protect Xiao Yuan. There's no stopping this. Ansu immediately activated her spiritual energy, summoning her spirit beast. It appeared majestically in the air, forcing both of them to look up. Ansu instructed, Xiao Yuan, get ready. We're leaving soon. While preparing to depart, Lin Yuan's eyes suddenly shimmered due to Mobius's influence. A giant snowy owl landed on the ground, and its information immediately appeared. Spirit beast name, Cotton Feather Snow Pride. Species, owl, snowy owl. Rank, platinum, 8 out of 10. Attribute, ice energy. Quality, perfect. Skill, feather strike. Flaps its wings at extreme speed, simultaneously shooting sharp feathers from both sides of its wings. Feather shield. Uses the thick, dense down feathers on its body to defend against damage. Snow feather fury. Shoots feathers imbued with cold energy. These feathers can condense into ice for large-scale attacks. Ground snow walk. Extremely cold currents form an avalanche on the ground, indiscriminately burying and freezing both allies and enemies. Snow guard. Summons extreme cold power to condense solid ice, providing all-around protection for multiple targets and enhancing resistance to ice and snow. Trait, extreme cold. Enhances affinity with frost, giving ice-type skills an accelerated freezing effect. Looking at its entire form, Lin Yuan couldn't help but marvel that a casually summoned beast was platinum tier and possessed 5 skills. It seems to be a spirit beast focused on defense. Truly worthy of someone from the spirit shocking by lineage. Not only him, but the 2 spirit beasts were equally astonished. Xiao Yining flew closer, her eyes full of envy. Lin Yuan, that big bird is amazing. Can I become that powerful someday too? He chuckled softly, encouraging her. Of course you can. I'll do my best to train you to be like that. Song Song also excitedly chimed in. Wow, that's great. I want to go too. I want to go too. He had promised Song Song last time that he would leave it at home. Lin Yuan turned to Uncle Tong for his opinion. Uncle Tong, can I bring these 2 little ones along? Faced with such eyes, how could he refuse? Uncle Tong scratched his head, sighed, and complied. Go on, go on. I'll be the bodyguard. After getting permission, Lin Yuan mentally prepared himself. Soon, the group was seated steadily on the back of Mian Yu Shuejiao, ready to depart. Song Tsong lay comfortably, a proud look on his face. Finally, I can fly on a big bird. Enin playfully bounced around, this is so fun. It feels just like a swan's feathers. Hearing this, Lin Yuan was a little surprised. He turned and quietly asked, do you know what a swan's feathers feel like? Under the bright moonlight, Enin honestly gave an answer that made him not know whether to laugh or cry. Of course I don't, but in my imagination, swan feathers feel just like this. Time passed, and a huge spatial rift appeared before them. Surrounded by sturdy protective barriers and dense security forces. Uncle Tong pointed ahead and said, this is the spatial rift. As soon as they landed, 3 soldiers immediately stepped forward, raising their hands to signal them to stop. The leader said sternly, the area ahead is restricted. Unauthorized personnel are forbidden to enter. These are established rules that must be followed. It's quite normal. Tong Pu stepped forward, took out a golden badge, and stated clearly, we are Tong Hai from the Spirit Quelling Division. We request entry into the restricted area to perform basic cleanup of the spatial rift, leading a team on a mission. After confirming their identity, the soldier immediately stood at attention and saluted according to regulations. Identity confirmed. I wish Master Tong a successful mission. After the procedures were completed, a white light flashed, piercing through the spatial rift. In the blink of an eye, swirling snow had brought everyone into a completely unfamiliar environment. Tong Pu repeatedly warned them to stay vigilant, as they were now within the border region. Occasionally, a few alien insects would fall out of the spatial rift. That's precisely why there are so many purple guard soldiers stationed here. In the dazzling, dreamlike rainbow space, Lin Yuan descended, proceeding with caution. However, their caution was met with a cacophony of echoing noises. Song Ming clung tightly to Lin Yuan in fear. Song Ming couldn't help but tremble. Lin Yuan, what are these sounds? He couldn't calm the two of them either, his instincts told him danger was approaching. Suddenly, a monster attacked from behind with astonishing speed. He exclaimed, this is bad. Weren't you supposed to protect everyone's safety? Uncle Tong immediately dodged to the side, unleashing a powerful punch with all his spiritual energy. The monster's body was instantly crushed. Witnessing this, Lin Yuan was astonished, thinking, can my spiritual energy alone crush an alien insect with one punch? Is this the true strength of a Spirit Quelling Division member? Seeing his stunned expression, Ansu chuckled reassuringly, don't be so nervous, Xiao Yuan. Don't worry about how many of these alien insects spew out, most are just elite level. There are only a few copper-ranked ones. But Lin Yuan was screaming internally, elite level is already very dangerous for me. Uncle Tong confidently puffed out his chest, showing off his firm muscles, that's right, Xiao Yuan. For a small scene like this, I can handle it alone first. With that, he waved his hand, and purple spiritual energy erupted as a wolf-shaped spirit beast dashed out. Instantly, its agile limbs landed, distorting the surrounding space. The appearance of this living creature immediately attracted the attention of the beast horde, and they swarmed around it. From a high vantage point, Lin Yuan looked down, puzzled. Uncle Tong, won't this play right into the beast's hands? Noticing his nephew's concern, Uncle Tong warmed up. And winked with a smile, don't rush, Xiao Yuan. Even a performance needs a little preparation time. No sooner had he spoken than he decisively waved his hand and commanded, the hunt begins, wolves. In an instant, the spirit beast howled at the sky, continuously conjuring dark wolf shadows identical to itself, launching a wide-range attack. Through Mobius, detailed information immediately appeared before Lin Yuan's eyes. Spirit beast name, Shadow Terror Wolf. Species, Terror Wolf family, Tusk genus. Level, Platinum, full score. Attribute, Dark, Quality, Epic. Skill, Bite, tears prey with fangs, causing piercing damage. Skill, Sweep, sweeps enemies with its body, tearing their flesh. Skill, Terror Howl, emits a terrifying roar to intimidate enemies, reducing their defense. Skill, Dark Wave, releases a highly destructive dark wave from its mouth, causing small-range damage. Skill, Shadow of 10,000 Wolves, splits its own energy, creating wolf-shaped illusions of a lower level than the original. The number of shadow wolves depends on the set energy value. Unique trait, Energy Absorption, rapidly absorbs the prey's energy during a hunt to restore itself. Lin Yuan stared intently at Uncle Tong's spirit beast. He was filled with admiration, this shadow terror wolf has been cultivated so exceptionally well. Its unique trait and skills are perfectly suited for prolonged battles requiring high burst power. Just seeing this battle makes the journey worthwhile. The pack of night shadow wolves swept through, tearing and crushing all the strange beasts. Not a single creature survived. After resolving the situation, Uncle Tong turned back and winked at him, see? Easy and gentle, no danger at all. However, Lin Yuan felt an unusual fluctuation coming from Enin at that moment. He asked worriedly, Enin, what's wrong? Enin's gaze turned in another direction, her auditory perception heightened to its limit. Something is watching us. No sooner had she spoken than a red-eyed strange beast locked its target on the fluffy snow pride in the air. It was a crow, yet it had a skeletal body covered in tattered feathers. And the spiritual energy fluctuations around it were extremely eerie. But Lin Yuan still hadn't noticed. He was still immersed in excitement, thinking there would be no danger this time. Tong Tong hugged him tightly, letting out a sigh of relief. This is perfect. But Enin didn't. It still stared intently at the distant darkness, then suddenly rushed out of his control. Lin Yuan said cautiously, I have a bad feeling about this. He froze, staring at its figure, then urgently shouted, Enin, don't go. The harsh reality hit him like a bucket of cold water. The front seemed calm, but Tong Tong and the young attendant were nowhere to be seen. Danger, absolute danger. Lin Yuan felt a chill run down his spine. No, this is an illusion. The cotton feather snow beast beneath his feet had vanished, replaced by a shriveled, terrifying, and he was sitting on its back. Ahead, the young attendant and auntie still maintained their formation. Over 200 spirit beasts observed the spatial rift, quickly exchanging glances. Tonight, everything seemed unusually quiet. However, their intuition told them not to be careless. As if something was lurking in the darkness. Around them, the density of flying began to increase. The young attendant clicked his tongue lightly, complaining, Auntie, you really have a knack for predicting bad things. I don't want to compete with you. Auntie remained focused, using her spiritual power to control the cotton feather snow eagle's flight path. Though she didn't turn around, she gently reminded, Xiao Yuan, sit tight. It's nothing, don't worry, I'm here. With a burst of spiritual power, the cotton feather snow eagle immediately folded its wings. Switching to attack mode. Snowflakes materialized from energy, freezing all surrounding into solid ice blocks. Watching the ice blocks fall, the young attendant casually slipped his hands into his pockets, silently assessing the situation. Perhaps this was the most dangerous moment since the beginning. However, it was a long while before Auntie Glider noticed something was wrong. She turned to Uncle C, her eyes revealing worry, something seems off. Xiao Yuan suddenly went quiet. Go check on him quickly. Leaving his alert position, Uncle C approached Lin Yuan. He placed a hand on the young man's shoulder and, after a brief check, concluded. His complexion and breathing are normal. It's fine. He probably fell asleep because the flight was too smooth. Suddenly, the surrounding space shifted. The giant raven vanished into nothingness, replaced by a sensation of weightlessness that sent everyone tumbling. Tong Tong clung tightly to Lin Yuan's clothes, crying out in panic. Lin Yuan, we're falling. What's going on? Anan, who had already flown far away, immediately turned back. In this critical moment, it decided to use its body as support. Quick, grab me. Lin Yuan instinctively reached out and firmly grasped Anan's small tail. Incredibly, this tiny body was able to stabilize his and Song Ming's downward momentum. Song Ming's wide, round cat eyes stared into the bottomless abyss, trembling with fear. Anan, you have to hold on. Anan desperately flapped its wings, confidently replying, of course. But I can't hold on anymore. Despite its best efforts, the tiny body ultimately couldn't bear the weight of the entire group. Anan was dragged downwards, head up and feet down, its descent speed returning to normal. Song Ming had no wings, its forepaws flailed wildly in the air, its fur standing on end. Ah! The landing was quite comical. Song Ming did a headfirst tumble, while Lin Yuan fortunately landed safely. He half opened his eyes, a profound doubt welling up in his heart. This feeling wasn't like falling from a great height, it was more like the ground actively rising to meet him. To fall from such a height and be completely unharmed. Does my opponent not want to eliminate me? His surprise had not yet subsided when a voice spoke, as if seeing through his thoughts. You guessed it. You creatures from outside the rift occupy land and resources, while we fight among ourselves for a bit of energy. Blood flows like rivers. Lin Yuan hastily wiped the cold sweat from his forehead and looked towards the source of the voice. It was the crow Anan had warned him about earlier. It stared intently at him, continuing its provocation. Let's have a decisive battle. See if you can see through me? If I win, you'll have to stay here. He narrowed his eyes, locking onto his opponent, and blurted out in surprise, you're also an otherworldly insect? And you can speak. The crow seemed unfazed by his words, violently flapping its black wings, summoning 2 black wolves from the void. It talks too much, just spouting nonsense. You call us otherworldly insects at every turn. Why do you get to enjoy peace and prosperity outside the rift? The pack of wolves obeyed, their fighting spirit ignited, and their sharp claws lunged straight for Lin Yuan. Instantly, Enin appeared, blocking their path, and activated the skill turbulence. Countless sharp wind blades fiercely pierced the leading wolf. Song Ming had also regained composure, quickly arranging a perfect coordinated formation. Enin shouted without hesitation, dream on. With us here, you won't get a single step closer to Lin Yuan. Song Ming licked its tail, its expression more dangerous than ever. That's right, especially since they also have a large bird and a giant wolf. Sounds like good quality. A strange purple ring suddenly appeared on the crow's forehead. It smiled smugly, summoning illusions of Auntie and Uncle Tong, but they appeared in terrifying zombie forms. I see. So, are the bird and wolf you mentioned the spirit beasts of these two? The hypnosis immediately took effect, disrupting Yin and Song Ming's perceptions. Now let me see who is truly trapped in an illusion, you strange creatures. The two spirit beasts, controlled by the illusion, were mercilessly trampled by the pack of black wolves. However, even in their suffering, they remained wholeheartedly focused on Lin Yuan. I can't go on, Lin Yuan, you must escape quickly. But how could these struggling tricks pose a challenge to Lin Yuan? He raised his fist, and the Mobius ring on his wrist shone with dazzling light. The calm heart skill was activated. Golden spiritual power spread, instantly clearing the minds of the two spirit beasts. Song Ming looked down at its paws, asking in confusion, what happened? How did they disappear? After continuous attacks and changes, Lin Yuan had accurately analyzed the situation. He smiled confidently, concluding, because this is an illusion, am I right? Auntie and Uncle Tong aren't here, not because they disappeared, but because you can't pull them into this place. After the Mobius ring scanned, the opponent's information immediately appeared. Spirit beast name, Dispersion Master. Species, Corvidi, Passeriforms. Level, Elite Level 2. Type, Psychic. Skill, Eye of Dream Illusion. When looking directly at an enemy, it can pull them into a low-dimensional illusion, making them see their most terrifying fears to shake their will. Only effective against spirit beasts of a lower level than itself. Master Sandu was astonished that a human youngster had seen through the truth. It seemed all its secrets had been seen through by those eyes. However, the pride of a predator wouldn't allow it to back down. It spread its wings and arrogantly declared, I didn't expect a human youngster to see through my abilities. Since that's the case, you shall perish here. Master Sandu released spiritual energy, injecting purple energy into the remaining wolf. Lin Yuan and his two disciples watched, and Song Ming quickly asked, Lin Yuan, is this also an illusion? Yin shook its head, sensing the imminent danger. It's too real. Although it's an opponent, Master Sandu has already given the answer. In this scene, it is real. Lin Yuan looked at the raven, which had turned completely black, and the wolves, which were splitting into multiple shadows, and couldn't help but exclaim, this move is truly authentic. It almost perfectly replicates Uncle Tong's spirit beast's technique. He took a deep breath to calm himself, then gave a serious command, Yin. Use turbulent currents to attack their feet. Song Ming seized the opportunity to attack their weaknesses. After all, they are just phantom clones, they must be weaker than the original. Song Ming nodded firmly, understood. Yin spread its wings, its gaze incredibly sharp, shooting chaotic light directly at the ground and the wolf's legs. At the same time, Song Ming rapidly approached, its sharp claws aiming directly for the opponent's nose bridge. I won't miss this opportunity. However, as soon as the attack landed, Song Ming was startled, its eyes widening in surprise. The target's face was covered in purple spiritual energy, completely unharmed. Cold sweat instantly beaded on Lin Yuan's forehead. He looked directly at Master Sandu and suggested, however, in terms of rank, your Ichon has no chance of winning. Fighting like this is meaningless. Hearing this, Master Sandu sneered, full of confidence, meaningless? So what? You are humans and spirit beasts, and I am an Ichon. What meaning does a battle between us need? The energy within its body surged, and its form instantly changed. Today, you won't escape. From now on, you will be my puppets and playthings. Lin Yuan noticed that the opponent's aura had changed. The spirit beast's rank had now advanced to bronze. He was secretly shocked, it evolved within an illusion? Master Sandu, having just completed its evolution, sped towards him with astonishing speed, leaving a deep wound on Lin Yuan, causing him to lose balance and fall. The origin seed crystal in his pocket also rolled out. The crow began to spout distorted ideas, survival requires tempering. In its view, destruction is the beginning of fairness, and slaughter brings everything back to balance. Why do creatures like you get to enjoy fresh air and delicious food, while we have to kill each other in spatial rifts, just to struggle for survival? Taking advantage of Lin Yuan's defenselessness, the wolves frantically pounced and bit him. Blood flowed from his wounds, and was completely absorbed by the origin seed crystal that had rolled onto the ground. On the other side, his companions were also in a desperate situation. Yinan's wing was bitten, and it painfully blamed itself, if only I were stronger. Song Ming was trampled and covered in wounds, yet it still struggled to crawl towards its master, Lin Yuan. The temporary master perched on a high rock, indifferently watching the wolves tear apart their prey. Continuing to chant the principle of death, mere survival only brings pain, destruction is eternal. However, it underestimated its opponent's potential. The golden spiritual energy in the Mobius ring suddenly erupted, instantly filling the entire space. The crow opened its beak in astonishment. What in the world is happening? Lin Yuan was now suspended in midair, with a giant white monster vaguely appearing behind him. The temporary master realized the truth in shock. This is impossible. That's an origin seed, but he's standing against us. Lin Yuan recalled Yinan and Song Ming to his side, preparing to display his true strength. It seems your ability strengthens the spirit beasts in the environment, and we can use that ability too. Song Ming, Yinan, aim for its weakness and deliver a decisive blow. From their physical forms, the two spirit beasts instantly transformed into giant spirit bodies. Song Ming forcefully swung its two tails, its eyes cold and sharp. I figured it out long ago. Its weakness is its beak. Guided by Yinan, Song Ming used teleportation to charge towards the target. The beak of the proud crow from the master's third team was pierced, its body instantly disintegrated, and it lost connection. Before completely disappearing, it left behind a unique purple symbol and a resigned last message. In the end, you still won. I had thought my destiny was about to change. Witnessing the enemy dissipate, Lin Yuan learned a harsh lesson. This is Fu Wensha Luya. Is the essence of these strange insects truly just slaughter? Then we have no choice but to keep fighting, right? When the battle ended, Lin Yuan was woken up by Uncle Tong. Xiao Yuan, wake up? It's time for us to go back. Those crows just now didn't scare you, did they? Lin Yuan jolted awake, trying to remain calm. No, not at all. Uncle Tong just smiled and patted his head. Meanwhile, Song Ming started drooling the moment it woke up. Its silly appearance didn't match its name at all. Anan, next to it, seemed much more relaxed. Did Uncle Tong realize that Lin Yuan had just experienced a life-or-death struggle in the illusion? But the important thing was that everyone was safe and sound. Uncle Tong turned forward and called out to Ansu, see? Xiao Yuan is indeed tired, and he didn't give anyone trouble. Ansu smiled and replied, alright, then let's head back. The cotton feather snow eagle changed direction, heading straight back through the spatial rift. Lin Yuan couldn't help but be curious and quickly asked, Uncle Tong, if I want to become stronger, where should I go to cultivate? Uncle Tong confidently replied, the Star Tower, of course. It's the best place for cultivation and combat. The group departed, leaving behind the desolate battlefield and a lone black crow's corpse. When they returned home, night had not yet fully dissipated. Lin Yuan placed Song Ming and Anan on the bed, carefully tucking them in. He himself still had something important to do. He prepared a flower pot filled with spirit stones, and carefully placed the green original seed on top of them. Lost in thought, Lin Yuan recalled the scene in the illusion and concluded, the original seed only started changing after absorbing my blood in the illusion. The scene back then must have been its evolved form. As expected, the way to form a contract with it is through blood. This journey has indeed been very rewarding. To verify Ansu and Uncle Tong's words, he took out a small knife and decisively made a cut on his palm. He clenched his fist, letting the hot blood drip into the flower pot, his tone firm. Who cares? I'll take this chance. It must become a spirit beast with offensive capabilities. The fresh blood soaked into the pure origin pearl, and it immediately sprouted and grew at an astonishing speed. Lin Yuan shivered in surprise, the absorption speed was too fast. Not only that, but a voice full of yearning echoed in his mind. More, still more, don't stop. Lin Yuan's face turned pale. He quickly clutched his hand tightly and sighed, oh dear, we're truly connected now, but this craving is simply a bottomless pit. Gradually, he felt his strength being drained even more, and his body was no longer under his control. No, this isn't good. I'm being tormented by this thing with no escape. Fortunately, he had prepared in advance, and the special healing basin was ready. Lin Yuan channeled golden spiritual energy into his remaining hand, transmitting it, drip, drip, drip. It's all up to you. Please help me control the rate of blood loss a little. After some effort, the original seed finally transformed into a plant identical to a rose. Lin Yuan breathed a sigh of relief. Phew, it's finally done. I didn't expect it to consume so much vital essence. He used his six-colored spiritual energy to heal his wounds while muttering to himself, analyzing. But if it's a pure plant, I really hope it has a mouth like a carnivorous plant. Just like in the illusion before. No sooner had he spoken than the plant in the flower pot suddenly blossomed with a cute smile, revealing two bright, sparkling eyes below. Lin Yuan was utterly astonished. It's actually real. He laughed heartily, clapping his hands in praise. This is fantastic. This is exactly my type. From now on, I'll call you Xiao Hongxi. Seeing that it had a mouth, he tried offering it a carrot, but Xiao Hongxi haughtily turned its head away, looking disgusted. He nodded in understanding. You don't like carrots, huh? Let's try a spirit stone instead. How about this? The result was the same, it bared its teeth and directly refused. Lin Yuan looked at his pale face in the mirror and muttered helplessly, "Does this guy still want to drink blood? I can't take any more." Just then, the door was suddenly pushed open. Song Ming walked in, rubbing his eyes as he asked, "Lin Yuan, don't you need to catch up on sleep?" Seeing that Song Ming was awake, he turned around and offered a comforting smile. "I'm fine. You and Yinyin worked hard yesterday." Song Ming was always clever and immediately noticed the presence of a new member. It put its paws on its hips, eyes wide, observing. "What is this? Is it that big tree from yesterday?" Lin Yuan introduced proudly, "Song Ming is truly clever. Its name is Hongxi, and it will be our teammate from now on." Song Ming fully woke up, immediately jumped onto the table, its eyes sparkling with excitement. Will it be as powerful as it was in the illusion realm? I'm so envious. Lin Yuan, when will I become strong? He gently comforted the kitten, his arms crossed. Don't rush. Right now, you are only at the spirit initiate level. When you advance to the bronze rank, there will be a big change, and your strength will definitely skyrocket. Yinyin, who had been eavesdropping for a long time, could no longer hold back and flew out. It chirped, "What? What? I want to hear too." Once everyone was gathered, Lin Yuan put his hands in his pockets and clearly announced the plan. During this time, we will first recuperate and help you break through to the bronze rank. Mobius immediately updated Song Ming's current data, Spirit Beast level. Spirit Initiate 10/10. A week later, Lin Yuan brought everyone to the courtyard. Hongxi was placed in the corner to observe. He raised his hand, signaling, "It's about to begin." Yinyin landed on the ground, looking at him resolutely, "Don't worry, I'm mentally prepared." "Let's start." Lin Yuan nodded proudly. His hands were enveloped in abundant spiritual energy. After a week of rest, his body had fully recovered. This matter cannot be delayed any longer. Moreover, because I've been nurturing purebred spirit beasts, my spiritual energy purity has also increased. Advancing to the bronze rank should not be a problem. As soon as he finished speaking, a large amount of blue spherical spiritual energy enveloped Yinyin, intertwining with Lin Yuan's golden spiritual energy. Song Ming cried out in surprise. When the process was complete, Yinyin had completely transformed, becoming even more beautiful and charming than before. New information appeared. Spirit beast name, Flowing Cloud City Bird. Species, Blue Jay family, chirping bird genus. Level, bronze rank, endurance 1/10. Attributes, sound, air. Skills, Sound Devour, launches 3 sound-formed spikes to attack targets, turbulent flow. Continuously flaps wings to generate high-speed, irregular air currents. Lin Yuan was puzzled by this change. There should have been another stage between the sound bird and the Flowing Cloud City Bird, which is the song-based bird. Did Yinyin skip this stage? The trait selection panel appeared. Feather oiling, feathers secrete oil to reduce damage. Borrowing clear skies, birdsong disperses clouds, clearing the sky. Borrowing wind, reduces stamina consumption during flight, effectively utilizing wind power. Lin Yuan quickly thought. If they encountered a large-scale attack like in the illusion, reducing damage or increasing mobility would still be easily suppressed. But if they could change the weather, they could effectively dodge or counter. He decided to choose borrowing clear skies. Song Ming looked at Yinyin with envy. Yinyin, you're so beautiful now, you don't even look like a sound bird anymore. Yinyin chirped happily, really? Now I can sing and dance on live streams again. When it was its turn, Song Ming hopped excitedly, urgently chirping, quick, quick, quick. It's my turn, it's my turn. Lin Yuan smiled and soothed it, I know, don't rush. However, when the spiritual energy was injected, Lin Yuan felt something was off. He asked worriedly, what's wrong? Is Song Ming in a lot of pain? Let me. Despite the discomfort, Song Ming firmly stopped him, no, absolutely don't stop. Understanding his spirit beast's resilient nature, he frowned and continued to increase the spiritual power. Then I'll finish it as quickly as possible. He was full of doubts. Song Ming's spiritual energy was clearly stable, so why was there such an abnormal reaction? Suddenly, Song Ming's nose twitched. Wait, Lin Yuan, my nose suddenly feels so itchy, what am I singing? With an earth-shattering cry, Song Ming's entire body emitted a dazzling light. Lin Yuan was stunned, it's already finished evolving? Yinyin hurriedly held a mirror in front of its friend. Song Ming, quickly look at your changes. Your ears are a bit pointed. Song Ming gently poked the fur on its pointed ears, muttering, wow, I seem to have become a scholar. Unlike Yinyin, Song Ming had a rather unique trait selection. Dust repulsion, wherever it passes, it can block dust, leaving the surrounding environment spotless. After transforming, it can become an item usable by the contractor. Intensify pain, after attacking the pain the target endures will double. Lin Yuan quickly analyzed, dust evasion counters dust type, intensify pain increases damage, while vaporization is a gamble. Unexpectedly, Song Ming made the decision itself, choosing vaporization. He stared intently at the kitten, confirming again, "Are you sure you want to be this decisive?" Song Ming straightened up and replied, "Because I'm not a combat-type spirit beast, choosing those two wouldn't help much in battle either." Lin Yuan stroked its head, smiling helplessly, "I know you're too lazy to fight, but I didn't expect you to be even lazier this time. You don't have to be so extreme." Stung, Song Ming blushed, wagging its tail furiously, "Less nonsense. Hurry up and do it. If I vaporize into something useless, I'll bite my tail and end it all." Yining flew around cheering, as expected of Song Ming, always choosing the smart thing to do. Go big or go home, turn a bicycle into a motorcycle. Song Ming's new information appeared. Spirit beast name, Heaven's Inquiry Beast. Species, Felidae, leopard cat genus. Rank, bronze, stamina 1 out of 10. Type, psychic. Skills, precise memory, knowledge analysis. Trait, after transforming, becomes an item usable by the master. Lin Yuan nervously activated the skill. A beam of light flew to his hand, revealing its true form, a pair of glasses. Song Ming's despairing voice rang out, "It's just a pair of glasses. It's over, I don't want to live anymore." Lin Yuan remained firm in his belief. He put on the glasses and immediately felt a difference. He now looked more scholarly, they might as well call him Professor Lin Yuan. Through the lenses, he saw a line of data appear on Yin. HP, full. Not only that, he also heard the thoughts of the two spirit beasts, so excited after evolving. "I really want to eat the nougat bread from the next street lately." Along with that came detailed information about the flowing cloud azure bird, from its habit of nesting at 3,000 meters high to its ability to control air. He nodded in satisfaction. "Don't forget to groom Yin's feathers." He was very pleased. "You've been reading so much these past few days." Suddenly, Lin Yuan's gaze stopped at a pot of red pomegranates in the corner of the room. A longing voice echoed in his mind, "Alien insect, alien insect, alien insect." Lin Yuan suddenly realized, alien insects? Is that thing trying to eat the colored alien insect?